See? Whatever you want to say. Okay, Shalom Israel. Hope everybody is doing great and well today. We're back at it. And hope everybody's Shabbat was Tawab. Hope everybody was productive, had opportunities to build with loved ones, accomplish all the things they need to accomplish or had to accomplish. Shout out Cabo Cabo and his congregation in Guatemala and the brothers and sisters they're responsible for throughout Cali and Georgia. Hope y'all brothers and sisters are doing well. Shout out Kazakia, SOW Virginia. Hope y'all brothers and sisters are doing well in that camp. Same thing in Houston. SOW Houston with Quatazop. SOW Rochester with Zion. Shalom. Hope y'all brothers and sisters are doing well today. If you haven't guessed it, we're still dealing with development and correction and learning how to work with people and learning how to communicate properly to one another if we have any type of hope of rebuilding our nation. Because it's easier said than done to sit back here and teach a person and teach them the law and teach them the 12 tribes and get them to understand, hey, you're an Israelite, you're a Jew. Once you get past wearing fringes and once you get past knowing your Hebrew and knowing your identity, then the real work starts. Then the real work starts with dealing with the problems and issues amongst the nation.
On the soul of that person.
Or how to help rehabilitate a person's soul. And a great way to explain this is simply what Christ explained to us in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 8. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 8 is where we're going to get started.
God.
This was the instructions that Christ gave to his disciples. These are the instructions that the apostles had to end up having to deal with at the end of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John when Christ gave his students their final instructions down the line. And these are the instructions we're supposed to have after we accomplish the street teaching, after we accomplish the recruiting, then the real work starts. Read this verse.
Come, Matthew chapter 10 and verse 8. Heal the sick. Cleanse the lepers.
Mosiah said to heal the sick. Our number one job is to look for the people that don't have it all together. One of the major issues we have as Israelites is we want to cozy up and teach the people who already have it together, who already have all the answers, who have all the solutions already, at least in their mind. And we tell ourselves that's the work. The real work is in healing and rehabilitating sick individuals. To be specific, it says, heal the sick and cleanse the lepers. Now, we've gone over just teaching and explaining about leprosy and how the issues with lepers, there was physical deforming, the changing of your pigment on the outside of your skin, and all the changing of the pigment on the outside of your skin was literally representative of the filth and the distemper inside of your mind. So how the Most High dealt with Israel from the very beginning is he sat back here and cursed us with physical ailments on the outside that reflected our spiritual ailments on the inside.
It was a physical confirmation.
That a person is truly sick in the mind. And what we're going to do is quickly go to the Josephus, book 3, chapter 11, paragraph 3. Josephus, the Antiquities of the Jews, book 3, chapter 11, paragraph 3, to just briefly go back over the issues with leprous people and how the leprous people literally, why the Most High had leprous people couldn't even stay in the city limits with the rest of the Israelites. And why the Most High had to sit back and remove Israelites with this sickness. Why it was so important that they did that. Because you would think, why was the Most High sitting back here and would just treat a person so badly because they have issues with their skin or there's blotches in their skin, a lack of pigmentation all throughout their body? Why would the Most High inflict so much damage because of a skin ailment? So let's once again, Antiquities of the Jews, book 3, chapter 11, paragraph 3.
Come, the Antiquities of the Jews, chapter 11, paragraph 3. Read.
So this is talking about Moses, and the chapter is dealing with the purification process of animals and people. Read on.
Page 96 reads, he also ordered that those whose bodies were afflicted with leprosy.
So it wasn't Moses. He ordered it, but Moses got the instruction from the Heavenly Father. So the Most High told Moses, listen, everybody that has leprosy, this is what you have to do with it. Read on.
And who had a gonorrhea.
So it was leprosy, and it was also sexually transmitted diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, just because you sit back here and you pop a pill, that don't mean you clean.
Yeah.
You went to the clinic. You stayed in that dirty clinic for like an hour and a half. Those pills taking forever, right? That's why you gotta wear glasses. Put a Groucho Marx nose on you. Nah, see, you don't know what I'm saying. You don't know what I'm saying.
You'll still run into something like that.
Exactly. Hey, I know this guy.
I know you're 5th grade.
What happened, man? Is that you had a crazy night, bro? What's
You
that?
gotta ask them their sexual history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who they had contact with.
Yeah.
Ask them the names, numbers, hard to get a hold of them. Yeah.
Bro, they're asking a lot of questions, They're asking a lot of questions. And it's like, it's just everybody squirming and shit like this. And that's what happens when you want to sit back here and play dirty. You know, dirty comes back to you. But the gonorrhea, it was a form of, hey, when you had that, or if you had leprosy, you had to get out of there, get out of the camp where everybody else was habitated. Read on.
Come. And who had a gonorrhea should not come into the city.
You couldn't come into the city and inhabit with Israel with sexually transmitted diseases.
Not even the city.
Yeah.
You couldn't even. You had to be out. You had to be out in the netherworld.
Out there.
I don't know if you ever watched Game of Thrones. There was this sickness when you had this like rock disease and your skin started scaling. And if your skin started scaling, you had to go to the rock people in this forbidden land. You couldn't leave. You couldn't go back where humans were. You had to go in this land where everybody was like, and his bodies was blotches and rocks. And if they touch you, you're infected.
Oh.
It was hell. And pretty much, I'm just saying that's what happened with a lot of people. But for Israelites, when there was leprosy, you couldn't even be in the city. If you had a wild party drinking and gotten some dirty strains, you were in trouble too. Read on.
Should not come into the city. Nay, he removed the women when they had their natural
Purgitation. So he's just saying according to the law. And this is where the purifications and how challenging following every aspect of the law can be. Because if a woman was on her issue, she couldn't be in the same house with the rest of the family.
Yeah.
She had to be in a separate place until her issue was complete. And everything she touched had to be clean and purged. But by the time she came back, everything was clean again. So for all the Jews that are sitting back and hyper-focused on being perfect in the law, try doing that. Try doing that every damn day long and see how successful you are. And then keep into account everybody else who doesn't do that.
Yeah, because
That you come across with.
it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Because even when you go into the gonorrhea and the other infections, you go outside, you're immediately vulnerable to be sick, or immediately vulnerable to be unclean.
And that's the point. That's how impossible it is to stay pure.
Yeah.
But let's continue.
till the seventh day.
Yep.
After which he looked on them as pure and permitted them to come in again. The law permits those who also have taken care of funerals to come in after the same manner.
Same thing. If you touch a dead body or you are around a dead body in a funeral site, you're out for 7 days.
Yep.
I got to get to the point first. Keep going.
Come, when this number of days is over, but if any continue longer than that number of days in a state of pollution, the law appointed the offering 2 lambs for a sacrifice.
So if you sat back here and you were polluted for longer, you had to bring a greater sacrifice in hopes of that purgation to happen. Let's keep going.
The one of which they are to purge by fire, and for the other, the priests take it for themselves. In the same manner do those sacrifice who have had the gonorrhea.
Read on.
But he that sheds his seed in his sleep, if he go down into cold water, has the same privilege with those that have lawfully accompanied with their wives.
So they're just saying if a succubus hits you and you're out,
Wow.
you gotta be clean until the evening. You got to take a bath and be unclean to the evening. So there was purification laws for everybody in every scenario that you can think of at the time. But that's not what I'm here to focus on. Let's continue.
Come. And for the lepers.
And now we're dealing with the lepers. Read on that were already ostracized and couldn't come into the city. Read on.
He suffered them not to come into the city at all, nor to live with any others.
He suffered them not.
He's like, you can't be there.
Wow.
Because it wasn't just because the person had a physical sickness. Read on.
As if they were in effect dead persons.
He says they were literally walking dead people in the flesh. And for the fact that the sin was so messed up, it represented death. It represented death to those lepers. But what the Most High was saying was that their spirit was dead in the eyes of the Most High. For whatever outlook dysfunction, whatever spiritual dysfunction was in those people, the Most High looked at them as dead in the spirit. So when we're dealing with Israel now, obviously the laws are laxed on that level of sickness, or the how severe we're supposed to deal with that leper. But just like every day, Israelites were walking sick, walking dead. Israel was walking dead back then, at least metaphorically. And Israel is walking dead now, spiritually and literally. Read on.
But if anyone had obtained by prayer to the Most High the recovery from that distemper.
What
that
is
means you
a
have to
distemper?
really want to change. You have to really want the Most High to touch your life, touch your spirit, and deal with you again.
But the thing is
dead,
this.
I mean, I'm not dealing.
Now this is the unfortunate thing. Back in those days, you had to figure out your sickness on your own.
That was
You had to pray to God that you would figure out why I'm so mentally sick.
which is called self-awareness.
That is a listen. But the problem with sick
hard
people
to
is that they're not self-aware.
That's where we start. That's the starting point.
That's where Daniel. What is Daniel? Daniel chapter 12 and 8 says. The wicked what? Don't understand. So the person with distemper doesn't understand why they have distemper.
Yeah.
So a person with distemper thinks they're the what? The victim.
Right. They're a victim.
Everybody's all these Israelites can't stand me, man. It's probably got beef with me, man.
Priest hate.
It's not they just hate. They just hate on a winner. I'm really a winner, and I'm really a champion.
Yeah.
They hold me back.
Yeah.
This is how a person with distemper really feels. That everybody's out to get me. Everybody's out to destroy me. I have a chip on my shoulder. That's what people with distemper have. A chip on their shoulder. Well, let's go back to what distemper means in general. What does that mean? To have distemper.
Distemper. 1828 Webster Dictionary. It says, an undue or unnatural temper or disproportionate mixture of parts.
That
So
by itself is cool.
there's a disproportionate set of parts in you. That means you have pride and you're emotional, and you can't take a check. You can't take a check, and you can't see the good in situations. That's a bad mix. That's a bad mix to have when you have like a spiritual lottery act.
Yeah. Can you read the point again? The definition again?
Or a person that doesn't study, the person that doesn't read, and doesn't want to sit back and submit and follow. That's a bad mix too.
Disproportionate parts means I'm fractionated. I'm fractured. I'm mentally fractured.
Yeah.
Which is mentally broken. They call it fractionation, whatever you want to call it. A person's mentally broken, like a machine or a car, or a tool or some type of computer machine. This program
doesn't function at an optimal rate.
It's not
to be
natural.
productive.
It doesn't function naturally.
God.
It has an unnatural perspective.
Con.
Has a natural amount of aversion, or not aversion, but has a natural dislike.
Yes.
For a situation.
Or it's just a natural way of processing situations.
God.
That's what's unnatural. It's unnatural how men and women process adversity.
Yeah. Unnatural.
It's unnatural how they process suffering.
That leads you to being broken.
God.
So it's not like we're not getting deep. Your processing of this event is unnatural, and the unnatural processing leads to your psyche being split mentally, because you're fracturing your thought. Now your thoughts, now you're unstable.
And enemy now, in a nutshell, you are unproductive to the Heavenly Father. Because that's what the Most High said when we was reading, that the person with distemper was referred to as dead.
Yeah.
Dead just means what? You're unproductive. I can't get anything
I can't
out of
use
you.
you for
I
anything.
can't use you because of how you look at things. I can't use you because of how you process things. The wiring is messed up.
You have defiance issues, so you can never be in a relationship that deals with hierarchy.
Or I was raised as a young person and saw dysfunction in my life, and I took to that. I wasn't taught the right way. Now I have a distemper.
Or I won't stand up for what's right on principle. I compromise too much, so now I can't get respect.
And then people sit back here and think favor is what it's about. And being accepted and being told what you want to hear is a good thing. That's a bad mix too. To love being told smooth things and to hate criticism,
That's unnatural.
spiritual critique, these are all aspects that are destructive to a person's spirit. And then what the Most High did back in those days is, we're going to go into this topic next week, the Most High has to sit back here and show you something extreme to get you to realize you got a problem. Because these people that had leprosy, how would they have known they had a problem unless the Most High gave them this egregious, scary, filthy skin ailment? They would have thought that their distemper was okay and that everybody else was messed up.
I'm not the problem. You're
They're the problem. And all these other people are the problem. That's how people are. So what the Most High do?
Yeah.
He had to shame the people that were lepers. He had to shame them to do what? To get their attention. In hopes that they would sit back here and try to make the necessary adjustments to come back and please the Most High. More times than not, we don't try to change and make the adjustments, even though we are shamed. But that's another story, another topic for another day. Well, what I'm trying to go into is that that distemper is still here today. And those are the children of Israel that we're responsible for working with. The people that are sick and have leprosy. That's what Christ said. Read that in Matthew 10 and 8 again.
Come on. Matthew 10 and 8. Heal the sick.
We're going back to my one.
Okay, come on. Cleanse the lepers.
So he says, Christ said to heal the sick and to cleanse the individuals with distemper.
Yeah.
It isn't like the disciples can sit back here and just, or the prophets or the teachers can just take the sickness away. You got to work on what's inside of a person's mind
Over time.
for that skin to resurface and regenerate again. And this is what Israel doesn't understand about teaching and counseling. You got to be into this for the long haul. Because reading on in Josephus, what does it say?
Come. It says the
It says,
recovery.
but and if anyone had obtained.
Okay, come. But if anyone had obtained by prayer to the Most High the recovery from that distemper.
So what he's saying is a person can come back from that mental illness. A person can be repaired from that mental sickness. Read on.
By prayer to the Most High.
Done. That means honest, humble supplication.
Okay.
And then that also entails asking and seeking and what?
Knocking.
So not just prayers, there has to be work behind that. What you going to say?
Efforts. And this is another definition of distemper. 14th century. It says, distemperate, to vex, to make ill.
Mm.
So it's not like we're just getting words and stretching them. It says this person's vexed. You can see those spirits when you go like to airports, like that recent incident on a mass level, or when people are just vexed in public for no reason. This person is vexed. They're talking to themselves, they're arguing, they're having this personal issue.
I don't want to make it just like Ned the Wino on the street that's cussing himself out. Because that's the easy one, because in Cali, you see that all day long going on the streets.
I'm just saying that it shows that the categorization of the word is to be mentally ill.
And
to make ill.
And vex. If a person is vexed, how does a person show that they're vexed?
They vex others.
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. It ain't just a guy walking the street cussing himself out and talking to the mirror image or something, wanting to fight the mirror. It's people that are vexed, and they vex other people by how they look at things, by how they do things, by how they operate. Those people have distemper. That's why the Most High wants them away from the camp. Back in the day, it wasn't because they were just sick. Their sickness kept oozing out on what?
Vexing
Other people.
Yeah.
They were into vexing other people with their conduct.
and making others ill.
Exactly. Because when you're around too much sickness, if you're not spiritually strong, you too get sick. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the point. So that's a good point. So now, even though people have this sickness of vexation in the process of vexing others, the Most High is still saying there's hope. And that vexation and that negative that's in you can get repaired if there's a proper pursuit to the Most High along with prayer. Read on.
The recovery from that distemper and had gained a helpful,
Healthy. I'm sorry, it wasn't healthy.
Yeah,
it was healthy. Sorry.
helpful complexion again. Such a one returned thanks to the Most High with several sorts of sacrifices.
First of all, where does the thanks from the person that was once leprous first come from? Before you sit back here and say, thank you for removing this issue from my skin, the first thanks is what? Thank you for pulling this spirit off.
Yes.
There is an obvious appreciation for taking this negative, dysfunctional way of looking at life. That is the first thing that a person is thankful for. And when a person is thankful for looking at things the right way and learning how to reframe and structure how you process things, then the skin follows. Now there is an obvious thanks to the Most High for just rehabilitating you. Then you bring that offering to the Heavenly Father as a token of your appreciation for the Most High's great work that He did by changing you. Read on.
Concerning which we will speak hereafter.
I don't want to go any further. There's more to it down the line about lepers, but I just want to make and explain this is the job we have. That was spoken of in the time of Moses. Now we're in the time of Christ in Matthew 10, and guess what? There's still what?
Lepers.
There's still lepers. And these lepers obviously need more assistance. How many of us can sit back here and corral our passions alone? Half of the problems that Israel has is that they have the pride and ego to think that they can corral their problems alone and to slay their demons alone.
Or self.
That's literally what pushes people back 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. There you go.
Is the thought that I don't need any help. I don't want anybody to judge me
I got it.
and throw my issues back in my face. So I'm just going to keep it to myself and figure it out on my own and continue to stumble day in, day out, day and night. Just keep suffering and stumbling and making mistakes. Most of us don't have the capability, especially new being in the knowledge, to make the significant changes to remove the distemper from you. And because of that, this is why Christ gave us the instruction. Because listen, read verse 8 again.
Matthew 10 and 8. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers.
So now Christ is giving greater understanding. Moses said, you guys are on your own, figure it out. Pray. Pray, dog. Figure it out. That's what Moses said. You better figure it out. You better sacrifice some goats and send some Paloyim up. Now Christ is like, okay, you disciples, you got to go out here and help pull this negative off people.
You're commissioned to do this.
Because everything Christ stood for was an enhancement of the law. The law gave you that parameter. Christ's message was about going to the next level, dropping that message, and reminding us that there was more for us to do than just dropping some law and walking off. Now Christ is like, now teachers and people that are trying to learn to be teachers, you're on the hook to develop people with legitimate mental problems. Can you imagine society now if everybody followed the law of the Most High? We'd be in the insane asylums. We'd be sitting back here going to all the women's shelters and youth homes and working on them. Going to jail and trying to help rehabilitate these people. That's what Most High said we're all supposed to do. You know what Esau does is put them in a box and we'll just throw some money, man, and somebody else can do it out. What's that?
Some pills.
Give them some pills, and that's number one. Have them pop some pills and slow them down.
Make them sleep.
Just numb them.
When I sat back here and heard like methadone, it's like heroin. It's a different form of heroin.
It gets their bones
It's
more.
knocking people down.
That's the ADHD drug, right?
Huh?
That's the ADHD one.
Methadone is for people who have drug issues.
Yeah, but
They'll give you that instead of the heroin. But it goes into your literal bone marrow
It goes into the bone
and destroys your body.
It's almost impossible to break because it goes in your bones.
What you say?
No, I said they'll give you methadone for pain.
Bro, they just want to keep you drugged up.
It's hard to break.
People just give you medications. They don't got to worry about you.
Yeah.
You want to live on pills and destroy your liver? Cool. You'll be out in like 15 years.
Or the medication is to get you the other medications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're a forever patient.
And you're spending money.
It's
How can I
money.
get money out of this guy?
Yeah.
Let me keep him.
They don't want you to die.
Let me mellow him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just want
So
you
we
to
can go work a job.
to get more.
And
Don't
you
die.
drugs. Yeah.
Versus curing the
Yeah.
problem.
God. Versus actually working on the actual physical issues or the mental issues.
Yeah.
And this is how Esau does it. But if Christ said our job is to go literally deal with the rehabilitation of men and women who are distempered mentally. And once again, this all goes back and ties into last week's class that prepares us for the type of job we're supposed to be going into. That type of job we don't really want to do. Or we say we do, but we don't want to do. Israel wants to sit back here and be on the mic, say some whoop-de-whoops, and not do the real work. So, we're going to let Josephus go. Let's continue in Matthew 10 and 8 from the top again.
Matthew 10 and 8. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils.
So he says raise the dead. We know we can't physically raise any dead or take literal leprosy off people.
But
But the Most High did say the dead were the lepers.
Yeah.
He's just giving different examples of spiritually sick people that seem like they're far gone and they seem like it's a hopeless endeavor or mission. That's what he's saying. Go to the people that look like they're long shots at best. What's that? That's a serious one, right?
Yeah,
He's like, go to the ones that are long shots. What you gonna say?
that was. It reminded me of what some of that brother said. He said, if they don't get it the first time,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard that before. That's a real statement, man.
That was something.
Wasn't meant for that.
That was a statement that one of the old elders said back in the day. He said, if an NIGGA can't figure it out, move on. Like, that's not what the Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what Christ said. That might have been a cool slogan that people use now, but that's not the spirit.
They'll pull that verse that says, "Let the ignorant be ignorant."
Yeah.
Let the what?
Let the ignorant be ignorant.
Well, I'm going to say this. If the ignorant doesn't want to come to class,
Then
It's
cool.
on them.
But if they're here, it's a different story.
It's different game.
That's my point. Because sometimes it used to be if a person couldn't figure it out and they're here,
Cut them off.
they'll get cut off. And that's not Christ.
Stop coming to class out. Don't come to class anymore.
Yeah. Or they'll just make a person
That's not
feel like they're not wanted. That's not how it should be. So, let's continue.
Cast out devils, freely you have received.
And we're going to go back to that freely word again, like we read before in 1828. It says, freely what? Freely you have received, freely give. But what does freely mean?
Undeserved.
Freely means undeservedly. So whoever you might seem that doesn't deserve it because of all the mistakes they've done day in and day out, that means they what? They deserve your patience and your mercy. This literally should neutralize that condescending spirit that we like to roll in. If I see a person with a flaw, with a schism, that's me, in my mind, I'm telling myself this person is undeserving of my respect, undeserving of my attention, undeserving of the level of energy. I just need to put my energy somewhere else. Christ said no, he wants to put your energy to that person that you deem undeservedly. That's undeserving of the intention. The attention. I messed that up.
Both.
Is that?
It's really both.
Oh yeah, the
Because your best
intention and
intentions.
attention. I didn't want to sound. I didn't want to sound a Muslim. Intention and attention. I just didn't want to sound
You
like a
made money off
Muslim.
that. You made money off that.
I didn't want to sound Muslim. That's what I'm trying to be.
No, but
clear.
intentions and attentions. Because I would have to have a good vision for you. I'm not going to sit here and hope for the best.
Okay.
And then nor am I going to sit here and be up at night, meditate on what I can do to solve the problem. studying and finding your problem in the scriptures.
God. Because when it says freely give, you're supposed to give to the person that is deemed undeserving. And you're looking at 1828, it also, not the 1828, but the blue of the Bible, it also says, in vain and for naught.
Yep.
So those missions and those endeavors to develop people that seem to be a waste of time, that seems to where you're just saying the same thing over and over and over and over. When you sit back and feel like you're tape recording something,
yep.
Those are the ones you're supposed to keep tape recording with people. You're supposed to keep reinvesting into the people that it seems like you're doing it for naught. You're not. Why does a person say when you're giving to somebody, give it to somebody who seems like your effort are for naught? Because sometimes you'll teach people and they don't what? It doesn't click. It doesn't click right away. So your logical brain is saying, this person ain't picking up on it. Let me back off. That's what the carnal side of you says. Yep. But what you're supposed to do is when they're not getting it, try to reinvest and try a different way to get them to get it. He says these are the people you're supposed to be focusing on. And this is why Christ explained in other parables that who wouldn't sit back here and set aside his other sheep to find one. And then when he finds that one, he rejoices and finds happiness in getting one. Because the thing about this, if we sit back here and we are giving our lives to a lot of quote-unquote hopeless cases, and that's what our job is. If you find one, it was all worth it. It was a victory if you found one where it's stuck. After umpteen times, 1,000 times, you taught and developed. That's a victory in Christ. The reality is, Christ is giving us instructions to tap into a mission that he knows will make you feel like you're wasting your time. That's the power of Christ. Because that's how you learn and grow. And sitting back here endeavoring with the best intentions, and then people leave, people quit, people accuse you, people blame you. People hate you for doing good for them. And if you find one or two people that appreciate you, then it was all worth it. All the rejections and all the hatred and all the venom that comes behind it was worth it. So why are we getting angry when people sit back here and don't appreciate what you give? Because you're selfish. And you're in it for you. Because you want to sit back here and teach and everybody appreciate you and respect you and see all the good in you and you're the greatest person ever. That's what we want. That means we're doing this for the wrong reasons. Because Christ told you you're supposed to sit back here and give yourself to people that more than likely aren't gonna change. And you're still supposed to give to them. Anyway, that's a reminder of how this is supposed to be from the jump. Let that go and go to Ecclesiastes 42 and verse 8 in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiastes 42 verse 8 in the Apocrypha.
Ecclesiastes 42 verse 8. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Ecclesiastes chapter 42 verse 8. Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish.
So he says, be not ashamed to inform the unwise and the foolish. That's what you're supposed to go to. The unwise and the foolish. Because the unwise and the foolish aren't going to respect what you just told them.
That's the shame behind it.
That's how
you wasted your day.
Exactly. Because he's telling you when you inform the unwise and the unlearned, they're going to make you feel bad.
And he's not going to listen.
They're not going to like it. They're going to reject it more times than not.
They're going to hate you, especially when you teach the right thing.
But the funny thing is, they're going to reject you when you inform. You should go look up 1828 instruct number 2. 1828 instruct number 2. So he's like, because we're going to read inform. This is the right way you're supposed to talk to people, and you're going to get clowned and hated. Imagine how brutish we are. You're going to get despised. They don't want to hurt you, talking the way we talk to people. This person that's informing other people, read inform, Webster's 1828, number 2. Instruct. No. I want inform, number 2. Definition.
Inform, 1828, Webster Dictionary. Point number 2. To instruct, to tell to acquaint.
So he says, listen, if you're he wants us to inform the unwise and the foolish. But before you can inform the unwise and the foolish, you have to acquaint yourself with the unwise and the foolish. What does that mean? Because a lot of times we'll sit back here and correct and be on our high horse, dropping information, sitting back here making people feel like crap because I know more than you. He did. You're supposed to inform by acquainting yourself with them. Hold on. You're supposed to acquaint yourself with that person that you are instructing and telling that they're wrong and trying to show them that they got to fix things. Because if you acquaint yourself with them, then the message is less what? Crass, rude, destructive. There's more empathy there. There's more consideration. Because now I know why you're on drugs. Now I know why you keep making the same mistakes over and over again. I'm acquainted with your history. I'm acquainted with your life in the past. So now when I give you information and I try to develop you, I have a better understanding as to why you are sick. So if I understand why you're sick, now the message can be a lot purer and it can sink in to the right people. This is what we don't do. You know what we do? We see and we attack. This person's smoking cigs. I told him to stop smoking cigs a year ago. This guy's wicked. We do it all the time. But we don't take the time to acquaint ourselves with a person to understand the nature of their sickness. You can't rehabilitate if you don't understand the sickness. But we're lazy teachers. We're lazy counselors. We just teach to feel good. We cut to feel good. Yes?
You got to gain their trust to do that.
That's my point. You got to go into their world. The more you go into their world, the more you're what are you losing? The more you go into their world. You're losing your time. But this is why men snap at other men. This is why sisters snap at other sisters. Because they don't want to lose their time. There are novellas about to cut on. I want to watch my TV show. This conversation is running into my show. Or I want to sit back and relax in my mind on something else, and this guy's yapping all damn day long. This is how we roll. You have to acquaint yourself with the sick before you can develop the sick. Continue. There's more in that definition. Read number 2 again for inform.
Inform. Point number 2. To instruct, to tell to acquaint, to communicate knowledge to.
So I can't communicate knowledge to you unless I understand you. There was a brother that I know of, and he was walking past Israelite street speaking. And he was sitting back here wearing a military uniform because he was military. And this street speaking guy just cussed him out. Oh, you're working for the white man. You sold your soul. I'm like, bro, is that how you teach your people? No. He didn't know what he got himself into spiritually just because he signed the papers to be in the military. Why are you going to destroy this guy because of the choice he made? Do you know why he made that choice? Maybe he went to the military to escape poverty. Yeah. Like a lot of black men do. They escape a life of crime and drugs and hopelessness to go to the military to get their life together. And you know what? How about you learn something when you go there?
Yeah.
How about that? Is it all wicked? No. What you're doing it for, is it wicked? Yeah. But there's 1,000 different ways you can get a person to realize they got to get closer to the Most High without you just look at him with his uniform and you tear him down. But we've done that for years as Israelites. This is how we call ourselves fishers of men. You're really throwing poison in the water, huh?
Spear fishing. It's not
Spear fishing. You might as well play loud ass music at the damn pond at the lake out. You might as well play Boosie out. You might as well play a little Boosie out at the lake out. And you know you ain't getting shit playing some Boosie out.
But he got his own lake in his front yard. He got his own lake now. He said he likes fishing.
I'm just saying playing the music out. You don't play Boosie badass and fish out. You ain't getting no fish. The fish gonna leave, right? That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be complete quiet when you're fishing, huh? You ran all the fish off. But that's what Israel does. Being rude and destructive and just tearing things down and telling people they're off every 5 minutes. And they think that's the spirit. It ain't. So let's continue.
It says to instruct, to tell to acquaint, to communicate knowledge to make known to by word or writing, usually followed by a.
And so it says usually you follow pretty much what you say. What's important is your ability to live what you're teaching. So you have to live what you're following what you're teaching, which is super important. You eliminate that hypocrisy. You live in what you're teaching, and you're willing to understand where they're coming through and why they operate the way they operate. Those two things are important, and maybe your information might stick. You live in what you're teaching. Read it from the top again.
It says to instruct.
So you've acquainted yourself with their condition. You're living what you're trying to instruct them with. Read on.
To communicate knowledge to make known to by word or writing, usually followed by of. Before we judge
a person as wicked, evil, unworthy, not good enough, wicked, sick, read on.
We should be well informed of the facts related to the case.
But that's not how Israel rolls. We don't sit back and understand why people do things, why Israel operates in this sickness. We just are unspiritual, surface, and we just point out the flaw. We point out the sickness and attack because we saw a sickness. Never learning that's not how you inform people. You have to go on their level, understand their condition, be acquainted with their condition, live the right way, then teach the sick, then teach the individuals who have these problems, and that's the best way you can develop somebody. Now, let that go and go to Ecclesiastes 42 and 8. No.
Ecclesiastes 42 verse 8. It says, be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish.
So he says, be not ashamed to put all this work into teaching the unwise and the foolish. So he's telling you, once you get acquainted with the unwise and the foolish, and you're living the right way, and being a good example to the unwise and the foolish, you're still going to be what? Shamed. You're going to be shamed because they're still not going to respect it. Do we do that? We sit back here and are brutish and rude towards the sick and get offended that they don't appreciate us. We're disrespectful to the sick and the uninitiated. And then, I gave them the truth, they didn't want to hear it. That's how we roll. This brother didn't want to listen to. This sister didn't want to lock in. We are so disconnected to what it takes to win people. It's ridiculous. We're so disconnected with what it takes to get a person that believes in their sick way of looking at things just as much as you believe in the scriptures in the book. It takes more than just saying some half-hearted, disconnected words and a message to somebody to get them to change. It takes more to it than that. We think we got a fancy new car, we got some verses, we can check and cut. That's enough. It's not enough. It's like brothers got this brand new Lamborghini and can't drive. It's the truth. There was this story about this kid in Florida. He took his mama's car out. He said, I just wanted to get some snacks and some food. This kid was like 10 years old. I couldn't even see like.
Oh, that was LeBron Nathan or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. He's like, I want to go with my homies and cut up.
Are you talking about my homies?
I want to do some hood rat stuff. Like what? He's driving in Florida. That was a Boondocks episode. Yeah, he was on Boondocks. But he was literally doing this in real life. He was doing it. And the cop's like, there's a kid driving a car down the block. Going to the store, stopping and going fast. Like, what's going on here? That's like Israel is, right? We got a Lambo, a cherry red Lambo driving crazy because we don't know how to drive it. We got scriptures to pull and knowledge to have, and no way and no understanding to deliver it. We're more dangerous than anything. Like that little boy. He wants to do hood rat shit. How many people was he gonna kill doing hood rat stuff?
Yeah.
How many people could he have killed? Listen, it was all fun and game because he didn't kill nobody.
Right.
That's why it was cute.
That's why it was fun. Oh, he wanted to do hood rat stuff. That was so funny.
Yeah.
He made me laugh. Boy, you can't keep them keys around him. You better lock up something. That's the moral of the story. But that's how we roll. We have the power to injure and to destroy with this book. And we injure and destroy all the time. And a lot of times you get one chance to make a good impression to your people. And then a lot more times than not, this is why you'll teach somebody who's been in another camp and it's nothing that you're saying is going to stick.
Yeah.
Because all they got is a bad experience from a weirdo thinking he got some breakdowns. And that's the truth. What you going to pull?
It was Job 19. Give me Job 19 and 1 through 7. This is the same thing that Job was saying in regards to his friends.
19 what?
19 and 1 through 7. And then we'll jump to 21 and 22.
Oh, man.
Job chapter 19, verse 1.
I guess it's going to be a part 3. We're never going to get through this, but that's cool, man. It's all good.
It's on the same path, man.
Why is there so many verses about this in the Bible?
It is a real problem.
Maybe because it's a problem. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of verses that deal with this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because the point was, going back to what Job was experiencing, going through the different adversities and the different losses he was taking, his friends or his companions or his counselors couldn't see past just the flesh that he was experiencing. Couldn't see past the curses. Couldn't see past the failures. Couldn't see past his sickness.
Yeah.
And this is what he said in the regard. Read on.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Job 19 and 1. Then Job answered and said, how long will ye vex my soul?
That's how Israel does. Israel vexes other Israelite souls just because they want to be Captain Obvious.
Yeah.
You are being cursed.
God, wow.
The Most High is not happy with your conduct. You're wicked. You're disrespectful.
That's obvious.
But that's my point. You're disrespectful. Drop, brother, because you are disrespecting me.
God.
That's how we vex one another.
God.
Now your sickness pisses me off, so now I'm going to use rank to flex, to punish you because you pissed me off. Not taking the time to figure out why is this person sick. What is the Most High trying to teach them? But you can't do that if you have too much ego in you. Just like parents. Parents want to sit back here and be super dad and super mom, checking and checking and checking, and not taking time to understand what this person's going through.
Yeah.
And what is the real stronghold in this person's mind that makes them not want to put their foot in the water and try it and consider what you're saying. What is it? What's hanging? What is it that hang up in their mind? Back to your point. That's a great verse. Keep going.
God. Read on.
How long will ye vex my soul and break me in pieces with words?
Here's what we're doing. The concept of counseling is I'm supposed to be building you up.
Good.
We're not the destroyers. The Most High breaks you down. The Most High tears your life down. He humbles you.
Good.
Now it's our job as messengers. Remember, that's all we are.
Well, but people don't like that. we want to have the idea of controlling.
Yeah.
You made me feel good, so I have to control.
Yeah.
How you made me feel and reverse it back and make you feel the same way.
Well, because
I have to make you feel lower than how you made me feel.
Okay.
And if not, you won. And I can't take that.
Okay.
A lot of Israel is that petty and that emotionally bankrupt. Because that's what you are.
Okay.
You're emotionally bankrupt because you got to feel something just because you're sick. I got to feel that I have one up on you. And I've said something to make you feel as bad as I feel inside. Because I'm emotionally bankrupt or I'm dead inside. I'm sorry.
Or, on top of that, the correction is directed to make me feel better.
God.
What do I mean by that? I'm going to check you harder, so now you're subconsciously going to want to get that person approval again. I don't want to make him feel bad. I don't want to make him feel like I let him down. So I'm going to work hard to please man. That's not about the Most High anymore. It's not about getting back right to the Lord. It's about, okay, I offended this brother. Let me do what I got to do so this brother isn't mad at me anymore. Or I can win this brother's trust again. Or I can win this brother's approval again. we take away the glory and the correction from the Most High with how we respond to the destruction or the curse the Most High sets in front of the people. So keep reading.
Verse 3. These 10 times have you reproached me.
I mean, that's
a lot of times, bro.
Listen, he had 3 friends. And when you read these chapters, the 3 friends say something negative to him. He has a response. And the 3 friends come back and hit him up again. And he responds once. And they hit him up again. So he's like, this is 10 times you guys are banging on me.
Yeah.
And I've just had to defend myself 3 separate times because you're saying I'm going to hell.
Huh.
And you don't even understand what I'm going through. I haven't done what you're saying I'm doing. I haven't been wicked. I haven't been negative towards the Most High. But this is what Job or his friends are saying. You must have been doing wicked.
Yeah, you know he was off.
Well, you know he was off. You know he was away. Most I wouldn't do anything like this if he was humble.
Yeah, he wouldn't think
he was on
innocent. Yeah, if he was innocent, he wouldn't do this.
The funny thing is, the friends were prophesying in general.
Yeah.
And this information you're supposed to understand about the wicked, information you're supposed to understand about how the Most High works with people in general, but they were still wrong on Job.
Yeah.
The issue is your general platitude or statement is correct in the general sense, but there's slothful and lazy counselors too.
Exactly.
There's lazy.
You can be right about
lazy judges.
You can be right about a concept,
conceptually you're
but
right,
wrong about the person.
That's what people don't get.
Because
I said a subject, I said a concept, and my concept is right.
And
yes,
and,
it is
and
right.
Israel can't be.
Of
when
course.
you're in a position, you're in the ranking man. Israel does not listen.
Yeah. Well, of course.
They're gonna hold on to what they think is their authority. Because I have the rank, I have the badge.
Yeah, I have
my
the badge.
patch is orange.
I got the color.
It's orange.
So I'm
So
more right
I ain't listening. I ain't listening to nothing.
I have
More
an
wisdom.
I have a,
yeah.
I have
It's right here. It's orange. It's orange.
But I have an inability to look and to properly process and analyze the relevance of the details. That's what intelligence is. Intelligence is the ability to look at a situation, a scenario, and grasp the detail and have a judgment based off the detail of the scenario.
That's what informed said. You have to be acquainted with the situation.
This person was screaming and yelling and fighting. Oh, but you forgot the point. This guy, this is the day his mama died.
Yep.
You missed that. If you had listened to his conversation, he would let you know that was the day his mama died, and then the brother pissed him off, and then he flipped. You just went off the obvious.
Or you're not acquainted with his personal life.
Because you don't listen.
Because you don't take the time. Because you're going home, living your life.
Yeah.
You're doing you. So you don't understand what they're going through. It's just black and white, the order.
I'm not mentally
respect.
I'm not because
lock in.
Because I'm more central.
Those are the keywords.
I'm saying I'm centrally affected.
Yep.
And so I'm only operating on layer 1 thinking. Layer 1 thinking is how you affect me.
Yeah.
Layer 2 thinking is how things affect you. And then layer 3 is how you affect others. It's basic life. It's everywhere on planet Earth they do this.
Except for
the Jew land.
Except
they
for
do it in China.
Except for in the camp.
Listen, I couldn't believe it. I was
they don't even have God in China. They respect.
Listen, I was in China on YouTube. I was like, dude, I'm in China. I'm in China.
You were in Shanghai. You were in Shanghai.
I was in China. And I was checking out their culture, right?
You were in China.
I was in China. I was in there.
Oh my God!
And they have what they call intermediary. They call it a mediator. They get a non-biased party that has come in and they deal with the argument between the husband and wife, between the mom and the daughter, between the son and the dad, and they'll just give and they have a clipboard out. They have a clipboard. They're like writing notes and like doing all this, and they tell you, well, you should have did this and you should have did that, and they don't even have the Bible. They're a secular nation.
Yeah.
But we got the scriptures all day. We got prophets. We got Ezra's 11.
They're eating pork. They're eating all kind of foul foods and
octopus out.
They're eating more than that out. They're eating the worst abominable things you can think of.
Yes, but they have enough sense to hire a mediator, and that's a public service to make sure the families are.
And the mediator comes in without biases.
Yeah.
Without a predetermined idea of what a person is.
Yeah.
And that's what we lack.
But and that's what I was going to say, because it's almost like the law, having greater understanding of the law takes away the fleshly nature of the heart. Because now that I know right and wrong, black and white, it's harder for me to sit here and understand the human side, the human area. It's hard to look outside of ourselves, outside of just the letter.
Yep.
And this is what Paul was saying. If you don't look outside the letter, it's easy to condone the entire world. It's easy to condone these strange Israelites.
Condemn, you mean, right?
Oh, yeah, condemn these strange Israelites who never knew the law and are dressed in the togas and they're talking weird and they're doing weird sacrifices. It's easy to say that they ain't meant for Christ. They're not meant to change. Just keep moving on. It's easy to have that strong perspective because you're not looking outside yourself or what you know, what you think you know. So keep reading.
God, these 10 times have you reproached me. You are not ashamed that you make yourself strange to me.
And that's what I wanted to point out. The harder and more stubborn you are, you don't have that fleshly heart. You make yourself strange to the person you're trying to correct. Instead of winning this person or being a great fisher, you're making them strange. You make yourself strange to the fish. I don't want to contact this guy anymore. I don't want to be around this person anymore. I don't want to contact this sister anymore. The other time I talk to this sister, there's an attitude behind the voice. There's like almost
a condescending communication
behind his voice. I feel like she doesn't really care. Why am I wasting my time? Or for a brother, I'm on the phone with this brother. It's almost like he doesn't even want to be here right now. He doesn't want to talk to me.
I'm a burden.
I'm a burden.
I am a burden to him.
Exactly. This
goes right along with what I got ready coming to.
That's why I said we got to stop it here. Yeah. Because you're making yourself a stranger. You're going the complete opposite direction which Christ trying to push. Now you're scattering sheep.
So now you've made yourself strange to the student.
Yep.
Now they back away. Now they shut down.
Yep.
Then you sit back and say, "Why are you shutting down to me? How come you're not communicating? How come you're not reporting to me?"
Yeah.
Well, there's a good reason. Because of your condescending attitude. I don't think you have my best interest in mind.
Yeah.
Or if you don't let me finish my communication, you just shut me off. Then all of a sudden, you just want to have an argument for the sake of having an argument.
Yeah.
Let me shut down. Then let me play the game. Let me play the yes sir game.
And that's it. That's all you get.
Whether you're a wife or you're a brother, I'm just going to play the yes sir game. Yes sir, yes. And then you sit back. Yeah, she said con. Yeah, she's locked in.
That's simple.
Yeah, she better lock in. She would lock in. That's what the scripture says. She was locked in. She was silent. Silent means you don't understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
When she's silent, that's how you know she's a stranger in the house.
Wow. Yep.
But who's the one who breeds the silence? The king lion,
Bad counselor.
Kingfisher. I ever see that guy? Kingfisher. I don't know if you saw that guy in the 20s. It was this Judite guy walking around with a crown on his head. He called himself Kingfisher.
Yeah.
And he just talks trash and wants to be the king and wants to be acknowledged as the biggest boss around. That's what Israel just wants to be acknowledged as a head. And not realizing it's not about that. What it's about is figuring out why people react the way they react so you can develop them.
Yeah.
This is why relationships, you're right in the same bed with a person and you don't know them at all.
Yeah.
Because they've become a stranger to you because of how reproachful your communication is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Is this the guy right here?
It's a Judite dude.
Okay.
But keep going now. It was a Judite guy. It was king.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was like,
Keep reading. Keep going.
God, verse 4. And be it indeed that I have erred.
The crazy thing is, Job, when you look through the story, Job even says, even if I don't know my sin, forgive me for my sins of my youth. Because he might not have been able to rationalize why he's getting hit right now. Like his friends are trying to say.
He's like, maybe I did mess up back in the day. But that's not what it is now. Okay. It's got to be something else now. And they can't see that. They're just unloading on him. And these are his friends. His friends are unloading on him.
You know, it's crazy. It's the complete contrast to when David's son died. When David sinned and lay with Bathsheba and his son died, he laid in the dirt for 7 days. But when you read in that story, and I think it's in Psalms, his friends laid with him. That is consoling. You read that in Ecclesiastes about the verse just slipped my mind.
He said that's what David did?
When David's son passed for the sin, he lay in the dirt.
Mm-hmm. I think he was waiting. While he was waiting on the verdict.
He was waiting. Okay, come on. His friends was with him.
Now, those are good friends. The other friends like, see, you was wicked.
You deserved it, David. You know what you did, David?
You deserved it.
You're a murderer and adulterer.
You did something you shouldn't have did.
Yeah.
And you're right for it.
You got to live with that.
You can't.
But it's a contrast to how his friends operate. Because again, the point is, yes, you made the mistake. Yes, you got to suffer from the mistake. But does that change the fact that we're brothers? That's in the fact that we're still.
And do I gotta beat a man when he's down?
That's the point.
That's the thing. Do you gotta beat a man? Do I gotta be the I told you so guy?
Okay. Christ was that. Christ is the I told you so. Christ was the one
like that
who sent the
People
one.
love to be
That's
the
the
I told
favorite
you so
role that
guy. There's no
Yeah,
mercy in men.
I told you so.
I told you, brother. Come on in, but we accept you back. But I told you was off. And this is what happens when you off, brother. This is the Jew, right? But keep on, you have more than?
Go ahead.
Yeah, keep reading.
God, verse 4. And be it indeed that I have erred, mine error remaineth with myself. If indeed ye will magnify yourselves against me.
Because this is how brothers do when they counsel, and sisters. I'm going to use this time in which I'm supposed to edify. Edification means to build up.
Yeah.
And instead of building you up, I magnify myself.
Because it's about me again.
That's the point. Yeah. And that's where the Most High in Christ keeps trying to show us where we are off at. We want to make correction about us. We want to make teaching about us. We want to make all the things we're supposed to do with the sick and the rehabilitation of our people about magnifying ourselves.
Yeah.
So even if people sit back here might not be in it for the money, we're in it for the recognition.
Yeah. We're in it for the ego.
You're in it for the ego, the respect, the recognition.
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a great teacher.
And for
I'm not. It's okay. What was you going to say about that? What you say? You want to hear it.
Yeah.
You want that ego to swell.
Yeah.
Israel's about magnifying themselves, but other people magnify themselves by how good they can check and correct people.
Yeah.
They in front of others or just to themselves. How clearly can you shoot the dagger at somebody? How well I've heard brothers say, "Yeah, I give him that verse and it was pow. I know I broke him. Yeah, I got him. I got him with that.
Confounded.
Why are you so happy?
Yeah.
Why are you so happy that you checked this guy?
He's destroyed.
Why are you so excited that this person's broken?
God. I mean, I was in Georgia. I'm not going to go into any more Georgia stories, but I was in Georgia, right? And
Just don't give me this about the woman with the red outfit.
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there.
I'm just messing. That was a funny one.
But I was in Georgia, and brothers would record street teaching, and like they would like just they would play it back, and they would drink, and they would party around the computer. It was all about the moment that the cut happened, and the moment that this person got sliced. It was more about enjoying the fact that they were slicing and dicing, and that was like the highlight. And I get for a young spirit, for an immature spirit, I get how that's stimulating. But when you get more mature, you're like, this is really about what effect do you have? Are you causing people to change? Are you effective? Are you efficacious? Is your message effective to get the results you want, not just the cut? Yeah, I'm looking for the person's. Is this going to help this person see Christ?
Right.
But we're just getting off to I cut that spirit. That person made that facial expression. They got off that. They got angry.
They were squirming. He couldn't retaliate back.
And in the same sense, they ended up going to jail.
It's like battle rapper. You ever see those New York battle rappers act? Brothers just want to pull scriptures to get, oh, he got him, he smashed him. Oh, that's what you want, Hank.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But the same bus ended up going to jail multiple times because people want to spit on them. But you're antagonizing this. Yeah. You're stirring these spirits up to vengefully afflict them without the spiritual element of empathy and healing and informing. So it was malicious teaching.
On that point, I remember it was last year, I believe.
Yeah.
During the time of the Palestine incidents,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it was in Chicago. The brothers, these young brothers,
they were Chicago. Yes, they were at a Palestine rally,
talking smack about Palestine. How y'all deserve it?
Y'all ain't the chosen people. Like, what are you talking about?
Come on, bro. And then we're surprised there was a fight that broke out.
Yep.
I can't believe this happened.
We were just dropping the truth. Well, we were just teaching the people. No, you weren't.
They were excited.
You went to pick a fight.
That was like a victory for them.
Right. And somebody
we got a fight out of it. That was a victory.
One to die at the
Yeah, I'm ready to die for the Most High over there. That's what they were talking about.
Ready to die.
They literally said that.
For a stupid cut.
Just to embarrass people. Just to embarrass people who are suffering.
Yeah. If it was your mom,
what kind of crazy is this, huh?
You'd be offended. People have the right to be upset about their life when they're getting bombed.
Bro. Now, if people are laughing about the slavery, what we want to do?
Oh,
we want to sit back and put hands on people.
We'd be very offended.
God,
but you don't You don't.
People are saying slavery is a choice. Then what you want to do, Al?
Yeah.
People want to sit back here and put hands on people then, Al.
Yeah. Israel doesn't operate with humanity.
Nope.
And that's the problem. Most High is always constantly attacking every outlet class. The Most High attacking our lack of humanity.
But how can you be a judge of the world without humanity?
Right. Yeah.
How can you be a leader of the entire
That's
world?
why we're not. A lot of us aren't.
I know. Judges the world.
How about that? I got to pull this verse now. Al.
I'm judging the angels tomorrow.
Listen, go hold this. We're gonna go there for sure. Go to Ecclesiastes. I know we're gonna get this verse in time. Ecclesiastes 19, verse 24 and 25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 24.
19, verse 24.
Excuse me. Ecclesiastes chapter 19, verse 24.
Ecclesiastes 19, verse 24 and 25. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 19, verse 24. He that hath small understanding and feareth the Most High is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresses the law of the Most High.
A lot of us have all the scriptures we've been having. Listen, just on camera we have 800 plus classes out. People are taking notes, been around knowledge for a long time. Just because you have information, you've been in class, doesn't mean the Spirit's with you.
Okay.
A lot of us have information and knowledge, and we're detached from pleasing the Heavenly Father. Read verse 25.
Verse 25. There is an exquisite subtlety.
Listen, there is an exquisite subtlety. In a nice way of explaining it, there are people that are capable, accurate, intelligent, have nice discernment of the scriptures, understand the Bible. Because that's what an exquisite subtlety is. People know the scriptures, they know the breakdowns, they know how to stack a concept, they know how to research, they know how to read. But what?
There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust.
But the same is unjust.
In judgment.
In judgment, in how you carry yourself. The same person is unjust, unrighteous, no mercy, no love, no consideration, but you had all the verse in the world, all the Bible experience in the world, but you can't put it into regular real-time application to actually build somebody up because you're still unjust. Just like Job, these counselors were learned men. What they were saying about the wicked was on another level. They were literally prophesying in Job. So these guys were dynamic in their communication, dynamic in their teaching, but they were still unjust in how they came about developing. They were so unjust in the intention and the understanding of the circumstance.
The discernment they really weren't skillful in their discernment.
They weren't
for the particular scenario they were dealing with.
But they had the knowledge, they had the information. Yeah. They were prophesying literally, but it was in the wrong spirit of prophesying. Just like a lot of Israelites, like in our camp and other camps, operate.
Swallow a camel, but strain in a net. Mm-hmm. Break down the 10-headed dragon, the 7-headed dragon, but can't talk to your brother and decipher clear information to benefit their walking God.
Because listen, what we're saying is you still have to correct somebody. You still have to inform. You still got to teach. But there's a talent. There's a humility that comes from teaching and development. How can I convey this message to the student to where it sticks? Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I want to add on to that. Same book. Or no, one chapter over. Give me Ecclesiastes 19 and verse 13. Because what we're supposed to be symbolizing, or rather replicating, is how the Most High would correct and reprove. Give me verse 13.
I got to finish this verse. I got to finish this verse first.
Okay, come.
Read verse 25 again.
That's your done.
Verse 25. There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust.
He's that same person with the information and the knowledge, but he's still unjust in how he deals with people. Read the next line.
And there is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear.
What is he saying? The teacher, the right teacher, has to set aside his what? His ego and his opinion so that judgment can what?
Appear.
Come to the forefront. You can't make it about you. and expect judgment which is the Most High, to take over. So the person that was the smart guy with all the scriptures, he impeded judgment from happening. The right person knows how to deliver the message, be the right example, and let the Most High get the glory and establish the judgment in the student. The right type of person knows how to plant and water and get out the way. The person with the ego has the information and breakdown, and their attitude and their condescending nature gets in the way of judgment. So now they can't get the message that was intended to get to them because we keep getting in the way of judgment.
Because it's about your glorification.
It's about you being glory, or you telling another person how angry you are about how they made you feel.
It had nothing to do with you. Their spiritual schism and their character flaw they were born with had nothing to do with you.
But you made it about you, and you got in the way of the Most High's judgment.
They being an egomaniac.
And this is the scripture says, guys like that with that exquisite knowledge and ability, and they don't get out of the way for judgment. They're the ones that close up the kingdom of heaven for everybody else. They shut up the kingdom of heaven because of their conduct and how they treat people. There's a lot of Israelites that never want to be Israelites again because of the ego and pride that Israel got and how condescending they are. And that pride and ego is why some people will just not lock into being Israelites, and they'll die in their sins. They'll rather die in their sins than give Israel another chance. This is why we keep going over this topic day after day after day. Israel wants juicy information and juicy breakdowns, but that ain't going to save souls. And that's what we're judged on, is our ability to sit back here and properly fish. We went over it last week. We're supposed to be fishers of men, but we don't know how to fish properly. We're scaring the fish, we're running the fish away to their death. Because we got ego and pride.
Because it's about you.
Because it's about you. And it's not about pure service to the people you're responsible for. Now I'm good.
Ecclesiastes 18 and verse 13.
Ecclesiasticus 18 and verse 13. The mercy of a man.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to finish it. Salakia.
Come.
I'm sorry, because the next line hits it perfect. Read verse 25 again.
Come. Ecclesiasticus 19:25. There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust. And there is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear. And there is a wise man that justifieth in judgment.
That wise man is justified in judgment. All a teacher is supposed to be proud about is that the person that they're working with knows their battle. And they know exactly what they have to do to fix what's inside of them. And you were the right example, and you didn't get in the way of the lesson.
You were just an instrument. That was
you
it.
didn't get in the way of the lesson that was intended for them. And that's all a wise man should be happy about. Yes.
And so, like, getting in the way would be like dropping the scripture and then continuing on with your little 2 cents here and 2 cents there. And
Your little jabs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your little jabs, your little ego that you want to throw on top of things versus letting your ensample do all the talking. The only thing that should be talking is living the right way. If you're living the right way and they see you living the right way, they're going to learn from what they watch. People learn more from what they see than what they hear.
Yeah.
So the wise man is living the right way. This is why when we read that definition of informed, you had to live the right way and then be acquainted with what they're going through. And then once you're acquainted with what they're going through, how well you're acquainted with their problems will help fuel the message that you deliver to them in combination with your conduct. And then you step aside and let the Most High do the work. And in your spiritual consistency will give a person something to pattern themselves off of. And now you're not getting in the way of judgment. But we know the problem is we are too ego-based to let that happen, and we try to control the narrative too much to let that happen.
Because you want to win an argument more than you want to save a soul.
You want to win an argument, and you want to control when a person receives judgment.
Yeah.
You want to control how much time it takes for them to figure it out. You have to wait for a person to run their course while simultaneously being blameless. And if you are consistently being blameless while they run their course, by the time they come back, you should be mature enough to carry yourself the right way and just give them the lesson they need. But we are too immature to be that way for our people. But that is the exact antidote for what they need to get rehabilitated. That's the medicine they need to heal their distemper. Okay, now I'm done for sure. That was the last of that verse.
Okay. Ecclesiastes 18 and verse 13.
Ecclesiastes 18 and 13. The mercy of a man is toward his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh. He reproveth and nurtureth.
Look at the process. This is how the Most High deals with us.
This is Ecclesiastes what?
18 and verse 13.
Okay.
This is the process. The process is the reproving. He reproves us. Then he comes behind with nurturing. Read on.
And teacheth.
And then he teaches. Read.
And bringeth again.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's the I gotta tear you down. I gotta reprove you. Then I'm gonna come back and nurture you. Then I'm gonna reteach you. Then I'm gonna bring you back around again. And I give you a fresh start in my mind.
Yep. You gotta do that again. You gotta do that again, because that one might have went over people's heads.
We'll read at the top. Read from top.
Ecclesiastes
I said
18
again.
and 13.
You gotta go again on that one.
Yeah. Otra vez. Read
Oh, here we go. We're in Honduras somewhere now. We just went to Honduras. Okay, read that again.
Read verse 13.
The mercy of man is toward his neighbor.
He's just saying that this really we're supposed to be patterning our mercy towards our brother based on how the Most High wants us to have, how He has mercy on us.
Yeah.
Read on.
But the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh.
Listen, that kind of knocks the super duper pro-Israel thing out. The Most High has mercy on the whole world. How about that?
Yeah.
How about the Most High has mercy on all of His creation?
Yeah.
Is it just the Jew? That's not what the Bible says.
You know, because
He has mercy on all of His creation. The Jews are the focus.
But he's
and the Most High is trying to groom us. That's why we're supposed to be in class 4 days a week.
Yeah.
He's trying to groom us to lead.
Yeah.
He puts more into us with the expectation that we can walk the rest of the world back to the light.
Okay.
But He has mercy on everybody. Read on. But this next part of the verse is going to explain what are the conditions of how He shows mercy. Read on.
He reproveth.
He corrects. And He corrects based on the intensity or the severity of the offense.
Yeah.
We've read in Wisdom of Solomon 12 how the Most High judges perfectly.
And with equity.
It's
fair.
So if the Most High has us engaged in shameful scenarios in our life, just know you deserve the shame.
God.
If you're going through scenarios that are very difficult, very hard, very challenging, if your life is turned upside down, just know you deserve these life-changing circumstances. You've earned every bit of it.
Because this is what made Job great. Even though Job normally didn't sin recently, right? He still didn't justify himself. He still said, you know what? My sin is with me. Maybe I sinned in my youth.
Maybe I messed up. But I've been careful after a certain point to operate a certain way, so I can't see what you're saying as of the last 5-10 years.
God.
So once again, the Most High is doing what? He reproves or corrects based on the intensity of your sin. Read on.
He reproveth and nurtureth.
What does that mean? He nurtures. After you get checked, the purpose of the nurturing is to give you time to what? Well, heal is but what is healing? The healing is the processing of what went down.
I gotta add this.
Go for it.
How about the nurturing? Is the Most High sending brothers around you? This is what a brother made for. So if I have brothers, that's a blessing from the Most High. They're supposed to be there for you when you're facing adversity. when you're facing the consequence of your actions. When you hit rock bottom.
And how about this? How does God nurture us? He nurtures us with discipline.
Yeah.
So after he stings us, the nurture is the proper solution on how to fix what's inside of you.
Exactly.
So he doesn't just break you and doesn't give you accessibility to the solution.
Yeah.
Which is wrong.
He checks you, and if you pursue enough, if you ask, seek, and knock enough, you won't know why the Most High is hitting you.
Yeah.
And that's how you get healed and you get nurtured. You get nurtured by learning how to readjust your path.
Like the leper was supposed to.
Like the leper is. The leper is supposed to pray.
Yep.
By this
what
correction.
What have I done wrong? Israel don't do that. Israel says, what have I done right?
Well, that and what Israel does is, I'm going to hyper focus
Yeah.
on the person who shamed me.
Yep.
I'm going to hyper focus on the person who hurt me.
Yep.
You're going to be playing Mary J. Blige songs now?
All day.
I was your lover and your set. Every day of the week.
I was doing my job.
I did everything I could. 11 years. You're going to go to all this sacrifice. That's what I'm saying, That's what Israel wants to go into, All the suffering I done went through for you.
I'm not going to cry. It's not the time.
That's my point. Listen, we want to sit back and hyper focus on who hurt me, how I was wrong, and I was such a good soul, and I was done wrong. Well, the Most High nurtures us with discipline, showing us how and what we should be focusing on to get back on track.
And the discipline is the solution to the scenario or the cause.
So you don't have to go back and do it again. That's what he does. Reproof, nurturing, which is the answer you're looking for.
And require discipline.
Read on.
And teach it. And bring it again.
It's the retraining process, just to bring you back around again. This is the process of forgiving.
Yep.
This is what mercy looks like. This is what mercy is.
A perfect example is what Christ did to Paul. He blinded him on his way to Damascus.
Yep.
He was blinded. He was injured.
Yep.
Then the Most High sent Ananias to go reteach him the Bible.
Yep.
So he had to sit back here for X amount of months and get retaught the right way to look at things. But in the midst of him getting retaught, before he got retaught, he had to be shown why the Most High had to knock him down. Because Christ said, "Why are you persecuting against me?" So he stung him. He reproached him. Then he told him why he had to sting him. He sat back and said, "Listen, man, you are fighting against the church. You are fighting against my children. This is why I blinded you. Now, after you know why you were blinded, now you have to get nurtured with discipline. Now you have to get retaught how to look at what you've dedicated your life to. Why you get up in the morning. Now you have to readjust everything that you do and look at things the right way. Now you can be taught. Now you can be worked with. And then the next part of that verse says, and bringeth what?
And bring it again.
He brings you back up to where you once were.
As a what?
As a shepherd is flock.
Because that's what we are. We're supposed to be shepherds. So who are we supposed to be patterning our correction and our counseling from? The Most High. And how He establishes righteousness. This is why it says, it was in Psalms, I believe, how when He comes back, the Most High comes back, He's going to bring judgment and uprightness. This is what uprightness looks like. This is how proper judgment is supposed to look. Not just fire, destroy it, and leave you barren in the ground, burnt.
Bro, you got to read verse 12.
Verse 12. Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, verse 12.
Wow.
He saw and perceived their end to be evil.
So listen, if you're a good counselor, you can tell as you're counseling somebody that they're not listening and they're about to fall hard. Why do you got to tear them down more when you know what's about to happen to them? Read on.
Therefore, he multiplied his compassion.
He said you got to have you have to have more compassion on the person that you know the Most High is about to smash. I mean, listen, you can tell that a person's on a one-way course to getting there, you know what kicked.
Yeah.
They're about to fall. This person is non-resistant. They don't listen. Okay, then you know what? You know in the back of your mind, this person's about to get smashed. So let me sit back here and be at peace with this brother. Because when he falls, I need to make sure this relationship is strong enough to where he might come back to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to maintain. I can't be getting off the phone with this person all huffing and puffing and emotional because then he ain't gonna want to come back after they get their ass kicked in the world. That I have to be the better person, be mature, be in the spirit, let this person run their course, so when they come back, they might come back to me and I can help restore them because I know where this is going. This person is gonna fall. So why do the only way to do this? You have to be egoless. It can't be about you at all. The only thing that matters is, okay, this person ain't listening now. When they fall, they might remember these conversations. When they come back, I'll be ready for them. So let me make sure there's peace and there's harmony and there's respect. And I don't offend this person. Because when they fall and they have nobody else to turn to, they might come back if they're humble enough and I can help them. When you see the kind of mind you have to have, it can't be about you. Like I said, we are very destructive. We went into that like 2 or 3 weeks ago. How destructive we are, how we tear people down instead of inspiring and edifying people. We have too much malignant root in us.
11 kills too.
What is that malignant? Go back to listen. This has been the summer of malignant root. This has been literally like 10 classes on malignant root, negative outlook, and I don't regret teaching it at all. Because the deeper you go, it just gets clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. So that was great. That was Cash. Let's continue back in Job.
Job 19.
In what, verse 5?
We're still in verse
5.
We didn't finish 5. Job chapter 19, top of verse 5. If indeed ye will magnify yourselves against me and plead against me my reproach, know now that the Most High hath overthrown me and hath compassed me with his net.
He's like, the Most High's got me. He's stinging me. That is a fact. Read on.
Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard.
He's like, listen, I don't understand why I'm getting stung, and you're not helping me. Because you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. It's not like Job is being belligerent. You're like, I'm not cussing my friends out. Okay. I'm trying to understand. I'm telling you the Most High is hitting me up. I know he is. But you guys are telling me I'm wicked. I must have broke some law somewhere. I must have been the wicked. Listen, when you read about like the wicked in Job, the wicked are the worst people on earth right now. The global elite. When you sit back and read about all the tendencies of the wicked with Job's friends, they're talking about the global elite, the people who destroy nations' lives, children's lives, the world's lives. Like, you're painting me like the most despicable people on earth. That's what Job is saying. Okay. You're saying it like I'm drinking baby blood. I'm drinking adrenochrome. Yeah. You're acting like I'm sitting back here and doing that Tom Hanks ball with kids. The worst time. You're acting like I'm doing that, and I'm not.
And he was saying it. He was saying like he takes it with the pledge of the children. Take with the pledge of the children and cause them to not have fathers and take away their clothes.
That's what I'm saying.
They're naked. They're naked in the rain.
You're telling me like I'm like the guys that are ordering the murders in Palestine, in Gaza. You're acting like I'm that guy. But isn't that how Israel teaches us when we're sick? Yeah. I'm gonna paint the picture like you're Diablo. Yeah. You're the most out of the spirit, rebellious person that ever walked the face of the earth. That's how counselors counsel. And we act like the spirits with us when we do that. So what Job is experiencing is like, bro, I'm telling you I'm messed up. And I don't know why the Most High's hitting me. And you want to pile on like I'm sitting back here and I'm a Rothschild. Yeah. Or I'm a Rockefeller. Or I'm one of the Vanderbilts and DuPonts, right?
Bill Gates.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm Bill Gates. I like this. I want to go above Bill Gates because he's serving somebody else. Like you're paying me like I'm like constructing death on earth. Read on.
Verse 7. Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard.
He says, I cry aloud. Or keep going.
Out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment.
Now we understand what judgment is. I don't know what this is. A person who is trying to establish judgment can clearly paint what the battle is and what the problem is. And a lot of us can't do it because we're not connected enough to the problem enough to get a proper solution. So we just give blanket answers.
Yeah.
Most I seeing you because you sat back here and was talking back to me. That's why the Mossad took your job. Woman. Like, damn, that's it. There was a basic argument. I had a basic argument. Now that's why my boss wants to cut my hours down. Is it that simple? Always?
Is that like that?
It's that simple. It's like low-level council language. Right? You sat back here and disrespected me. Too much. You don't respect me enough. This is why. You got to do the accent yesterday. Oh, is it really that's the answer? That's the answer, right? Is it just that? Can you put a little bit more thought into it? Can you think a little bit better than that? It just shows you how we look, how we process the Most High's judgment is immature and foolish.
And it serves us.
And
it's self-serving.
That's why those counselors are baby counselors.
It's a child counselor.
Make me mad.
It's almost like the reverse of Color Purple. Ain't nothing going good you gonna happen to me. Ain't nothing good to you gonna happen to you unless you treat me right. It's like reverse. Yeah. If you sit back here and don't drink my bath water, you're gonna get cursed.
Yeah. What you saying?
The reality is Most High. Listen, if you're disrespectful to me, Most High's gonna get you. But do I got to sit back here and use everything that's happening to you that's adverse to bring it back to you're not locking into me?
Yeah.
That's why you're going through adversity? Maybe you're going through adversity because you're supposed to go through adversity. How about that? Has that even crossed your mind at all?
Yeah.
No.
What
can you learn from this?
That's the point. We don't look at... You kicked the light, man. You did that on purpose, man. So you sit back and I had the light on you.
Straight up, don't come me. Put that light on.
You kept saying you don't want the light, man. But you must have kicked it from the bottom. You kicked it from the bottom. Anyway, jump to verse 20. You said 21.
Job chapter 19, verse 21.
There goes
21 and 22.
Have pity upon me. Have pity upon me.
Yeah. That's important to note because pity means compassion. Can I have compassion for someone when they're obviously sick, when they've obviously made offensive, whether the offense was towards me and how they talk to me, how they respond to me? Can I still have compassion for this person and not get so upset and angry that they're now making me feel some type of way? That's not a true counselor. A person that is considerate of the other person and what they're going through can see clearly and still get the best out of the situation without destroying the person, without making them feel less than. Job already knows he's getting hit by the Most High. He already knows the Most High has been dealing with him. Why am I adding more flames to the fire? Am I adding more suffering to his life? Read on.
Have pity upon me. Have pity upon me, O ye my friends. For the hand of the Most High hath touched me. Why do ye persecute me as the Most High?
And this is what I was saying earlier. We're playing the role of God, not realizing that's not how the Most High even deals with us. We think this is how the Most High wants to deal with our people. That's not true. We just read in Ecclesiastes, there was a process. There was a reproving. Then there was a teaching process. Then there was a bringing back around. When you read in Ecclesiastes or Wisdom of Solomon 12, someone give me that real quick.
The thing is, I'm going to let you keep going, but it says, to have pity, that doesn't mean you don't tell them the truth about the situation.
Got it.
But you got to have a compassionate tone in the midst of your communication with somebody.
The heart, or rather the tone is one thing, but you can't fake tone. The tone comes from how you think. So if I have a compassionate heart, or if I actually care about, I don't want to affect this person, I'm going to automatically talk in a certain way that's appeasing to them. That's what kindness is. Kindness is, or benevolence. Benevolence is I seek for your good. So if I seek for your good truly, everything I say to you is still for your benefit, still your good. So I can still be correcting you and not make you feel like dog. I can still be checking you and not make you feel less than you already do. That's benevolence. That's true kindness. But if I don't have that kindness in me, then there's no way I can sit here and correct you properly and get the best out of you. And make you feel like, I actually got something out of this. Whether they took the counsel or not, that's up to them. The Most High is going to handle them on that. But it's still my job to disseminate the information to where it's receivable for them. Even Paul said, I have to be all things to all men. To the barbarian, I can't be the super wise, smart guy that's super Bible, whatever, because he can't receive them.
Mm-hmm.
But even on an emotional sense, you got to understand your flock. If I know this person, if I raise my octave a certain level, and I know if I raise my octave, they're not going to receive it, then I can't raise my octave around that person because they're not going to receive it. I can't make them adjust to me. Oh, well, you just got to receive how I bring it to you. That's your fault for being immature. They are immature. That's the point. So if I know they're mature, why don't I keep pushing their buttons knowing they're not going to receive it?
Because I lack the emotional constitution to actually be a teacher.
Exactly.
If I don't talk in a certain way, that's all I got.
There's
a bunch of one-trick ponies out here, one-trick counselors out here. If I'm not yelling and dropping you, that's all I got.
Yeah.
If I am not going to make you drop and do push-ups, I don't have any other answers. I have no other ways to get you to respond. And that's the sadness. We have all this knowledge and information, but can't process the right way to lift somebody up. Because as we continue in this class, Paul and Christ keep showing us how to lift somebody up, how to sit back here and be able to correct and then bring somebody up afterwards. We lack that capability. We are just great at tearing down, and we lack what it takes to develop and inspire. We'll keep going on Job.
Finish that at 22.
God, verse 22. Why do you persecute me as the Most High, and are not satisfied with my flesh?
And this is the point. You're checking me, you're wrong me like you're God.
Yep.
Like you're angry at me because I sinned against you.
Because I'm already establishing a judgment that I don't even know. Yeah. You're trying to act like this is the judgment. It really ain't the judgment. Why can't you give a little space for the Most High to bring in the lesson? Yes, sir?
We never want to give the benefit of the doubt. We're more quick to make what your doubtful disputation or a negative assumption rather than giving our brothers and sisters the benefit of the doubt.
Because half the time, the answer opens up, the full answer happens down the line.
In process. And that's why
you got to give somebody a template of what they should be focusing on.
Yep.
And then let the Most High fill in the rest of the blanks.
If you just stick to the lesson, then the message is pure.
Got it.
Going outside the lesson is where all the extra folly comes in.
Because what you're supposed to do is direct a student a certain direction. This is where your mind should be thinking. And this is what you should be working on. And the Most High will fill all the other blanks. Because this is how you allow the Most High to gain the glory. All you do is say, this is what the Most High wants out of you. So you should focus this direction as you're trying to figure out what the Most High is trying to tell you here. But once again, if you do that, what are you getting out of the deal? You just lost a couple hours of your life. That's all you got to do. But that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't supposed to get nothing. And that's what Israel don't like. We want to get a reward for the good we do. Versus saying, like Luke said, we're unprofitable servants. We do what we're supposed to do. That's the reward. The reward is I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
And unprofitable literally means not for your profit.
I know. Yeah.
Unprofitable means it's not about you.
You're profitable to others.
Yes.
And that's it. And the more light that's in you, the more people are going to gravitate to you that need light.
Yeah.
So more of your attention has to be dispersed evenly to people who need the light. Are you done with that verse?
Yes.
Okay, that was a great. I'm glad I wasn't a Bible miser then, man. I opened it up, man. 'Cause I got a lot to do, man. I got a lot of verses to go to.
This wasn't prepared.
I know.
It just showed up.
And it was a win. That worked. Let's go to James chapter 1 and verse 5.
Hold
on, let me type it in and then get to James. Huh?
Before we go to James?
No, man, we can't do that. I'm just messing with you, man. And we ain't no questions, brother. Sorry, James 1 and 5. What you got? What you got?
Was we know the story of Job, but was he wrong for how he was going about it, which is another story.
There was a portion of it, but the complaining. The Most High came and said, "Man, rise up and be a man, and take this the right way. Man, grip your loins." So the pouting and the complaining, Most High didn't like. But the Most High never likes us pouting and complaining about our condition. When we was pouting and complaining in the wilderness, what did he do? He let us just walk in circles for a 40 piece.
Yeah. Let your stomach
because we weren't appreciative of it.
Yeah. Let your stomach explode. All the fish you got in your stomach.
40 pieces being in the desert at.
That's not good.
It's cool to camp in the desert for the weekend at.
40 years.
It ain't cool to camp 40 years at. Man. That's not fun. You're in the desert forever. 40 years at?
Life movie.
Yeah, you're not going to see
life movie. Exactly.
Yeah.
Was that?
No,
it was the complaining the Most I had a problem with him, Joe.
There's a great deal of it. He's supposed to just be quiet if he's being...
Not necessarily be quiet, but just talk and get the understanding and accept it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But part of the problem, he wasn't getting good advice.
Right. Okay.
Remember, Job was healed when he prayed for his friends. So the temptation was to hate the people that counsel.
And if I'm hating the people I'm counseling, I'm hating the condition I'm in.
Yeah.
So because he resisted the temptation, he complained, but he wasn't bitter. And that's why the Most High restored everything he had double fold.
Because he never sinned with his mouth. Because even the complaining, when you look at the complaining he said, it was more of, just let me die.
Yes.
If I'm going to be suffering this much, because of the intensity he was suffering, it wasn't just skin boils. He lost his life, he lost his house, he lost his kids, he lost all of his wealth, he lost his notoriety. When he was in the streets,
except for the person who was going to complain and tell him, man, this is
his wife. He kept his wife there.
Die, man.
Yeah, you should die, you're suffering.
And his wife told him some crazy stuff.
And then you read how, not just that, but it says she was a stranger to him.
Woo.
Which means she separated herself from him. So he lost his wife, he lost his kid, he lost his wife in the flesh. He lost his physical kids, lost his money. He on the streets, the kids making fun of him.
Listen, physically she was a stranger, and like you said, she was a stranger because of the negative she was talking about.
Yeah.
All the complaints and the venom she was speaking made that relationship split apart just by how negative she was handling things.
He said her breath is strange to him.
Right behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, he said her breath is strange to him.
And Edomite broke it down. So it was funny the way Edomite broke down Job.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, the devil took away everything. They said, why didn't he take away his wife? He said, don't worry, leave her there. She's working for me.
That's not what we're saying.
No, that was the Edomite breakdown.
That's what the guy said. Okay, want to make sure we're not saying that.
But the temptation,
we love the sisters of Zion.
Yeah,
we love the nation. The nation's so great.
That was the Edomite breakdown. I'm just saying
that was the Edomite breakdown.
It was just a cute breakdown the way he broke it down. I'm like, wow, this guy's saying this.
Definitely Edomite.
But that's what Jake thinks too. They ain't just Edomites. Let's not act like that's just the white man. Everybody thinks that.
Strategically speaking, that's what the conference was with Satan in Job 2.
Right.
The Most said you can touch everything around Job. You just can't touch him. So the circumstance, the people around him, was also part of the temptation to make him curse the Most High.
And that was the point. It was to get him to say, "I'm done with the Most High. I'm bitter at the Most High." Because when you get bitter at the Most High, that's when the Most High turns his back on you.
Like what happens to us.
That's
everything happens to make you say, "I shouldn't be here. I quit."
This is why I left the Israelites.
Yeah, it's not.
Yo, Timon! No, not Timon! They're out of here.
It's your
spiritual. It's all good.
It's your spiritual development. It's your repentance. But the issue is, all those scenarios happen to get Job to quit spiritually. Like everything happens to us to get us to quit spiritually. Yeah. This is why we have to see the good in our counselors and also become good counselors to make people's lives a little bit, take the edge off of the battle they're already going to deal with anyway.
Listen,
it's already a battle.
Esau literally, and I'm not going to go into it in a lot, but Esau has a thing called the law of forgiveness. And they literally sit back here and say, if you don't learn how to forgive yourself and the people who have offended you in the different circumstances in your life, it will literally affect your physical health.
It'll shorten your lifespan.
It will shorten your lifespan. It will affect your health and your ability to operate day to day.
Yep.
So, literally, having a negative outlook is bad for your health.
Ulcers.
Having it's ulcer, it's bleeding, internal bleeding, and as your life is shortened based off of negative thinking and a negative outlook of concerning your conditions. That's a fact. That's literally a medical fact, and we teach it every day about outlook.
Yeah.
You have a negative outlook, you're gonna lose 5 to 10 years, man. I give a percentage.
Yeah.
I have to. You have to.
I did it. Now that'll scare 10 years off your life if you hold on to negative. Hold on. Let's continue, man. Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Let's go to James 1 and 5.
Huh.
I gotta do it that way. Gotta put a little fear in the Jew's heart.
It's the truth.
I better learn to forgive. I'ma die.
Soon I should have.
Read that, James 1 and 5. All right.
God. James chapter 1 and verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom,
If you lack wisdom, if you lack answers, if you lack solutions, read on.
let him ask of the Most High.
Once again, you ask the Most High the same way the leper has to ask the Most High. The same way Christ talked about asking help from Him. Ask, seek, and knock.
God.
Okay? It's in your pursuit of your asking. Read on.
God. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally.
The Most High gives to all men freely. What that means is this. You're supposed to learn how to give like the Most High gives. Most High gives freely with no expectation. There's no expectation of how you have to be before He gives it to you. There's no animosity. If you earn it, you get it. If you ask for it, you get it. Okay? And it's not about carnal blessing. This is for answers and solutions. Most High is free to give you answers and solutions. He ain't free to give you blessings. He gonna give you blessings once you earn those blessings. But He's free to give you the answers you need to get the blessings you want. Read on.
God. It says, and upbraideth
Now,
not.
this is important. The Most High says, in the midst of Him dealing with Israel, He doesn't upbraid. When you look up upbraid, upbraid means to reprove with severity.
Yeah.
He doesn't correct us severely. The Most High, listen, the Most High constantly has mercy and pity on us before He corrects us and stings us. But we'll sit back here and believe the correction that we're experiencing was the greatest and most difficult correction of all time. When in actuality, it wasn't that bad. The Most High literally could have hit us so much harder. He could have punished us with so much more intensity, but He lightened the edge off of that sting. So, to upbraid means to reprove with severity, treat with contempt. Because this is how Israel corrects. We correct with, we severely chastise, and we treat with hatred. Treat with contempt. When we sit back here and check, there's hatred behind our message. There's hatred behind the fire. I'm just passionate. No, that's anger there. There's anger mixed with passion. There's disgust mixed with your communication. Then it says, but this is the other part. When you go to the Blue Letter Bible, look up upbraid in the Blue Letter Bible in this verse, James 1 and 5. There's more to this. James 1 and 5, upbraid. And then look up the letter C. 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 The letter C. It's C in the Blue Letter Bible. Looking up the word literally upbraid. Cry, come on, man. Okay, that's what it is. And that's why the speed is slow. So who's got the Blue Letter Bible?
I got it right here. Upgrade. In the Blue Letter Bible.
And then it's letter C.
Letter C count. Upgrade. In the Blue Letter Bible. Point number C. It says, to upbraid, cast favors received in one's teeth.
So it says to upbraid is to cast in one's teeth. So I looked up what the hell does casting in one's teeth mean. And you go, I went online to find this one. It says to cast in one's teeth means to It says, to cast in one's teeth or throw in one's teeth in regards to reproach means to criticize someone sharply, directly, and often with the intent to shame or make them feel guilty by bringing up their faults or mistakes.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. When we sit back here and cut people, we want to sit back here and make them feel like a loser. Make them feel like they'll never reach the expectation that you have for them. Yes, sis. Okay. When you can even look at when you do look on it, you can look at it online. When you look up upbraid and to cast in one's teeth, because that is a definition of upbraid, and to do that, to cast in one's teeth in regards to reproach means to criticize someone sharply, directly, and often with the intent to shame or make them feel guilty by bringing up their faults or mistakes. That's how you know a person is taking the correction way too personal, when you keep bringing up a person's past every time you check them. Every time you check a brother or sister, you're always bringing up what you messed up on, how you keep messing up, how you ain't never going to be this, you're never going to be that. That is an upbraider. And the scripture says the Most High never upbraids us. So when he corrects us, he's correcting us based on what? What we did.
The moment.
At that moment. Not based upon every other thing you've done in the past. Because how we correct people based on how tired we are of having to deal with the same, you know what, day in and day out. And that's how we prove that we are biased, unjust leaders, and unjust counselors. Because when we cut, when we check, it's not because of this one situation. I'm checking because I'm tired. I done said this 7-11 times. I'm pissed off. Now I'm going to keep bringing up all the faults you've done to make you feel low. Because I'm just pissed off. Yes?
Is there a difference with that and establishing or trying to show someone a pattern of behavior that they have?
Well, I'm going to say this. A lot of times that's based on how emotional you are. Listen, it's not like, well, honey, I'm very perturbed with you today. Because not only were you disrespectful today, you were disrespectful on Saturday. You were disrespectful last month. You had a snarky comment in July. You were out of pocket in June. And this is the pattern that I've seen that justifies my frustration. I have done an inquiry for the last 6 months on all of the evil behavior that are deemed disrespectful in my purview. So therefore, I am trying to vehemently express to you my dissatisfaction. Is what I'm saying making any sense here? We're not talking like that. There's no composure in the correction. There's anger, there's emotion, and there's digging, biting comments from men and from women. Husbands and wives upbraid each other. So how many times in a minute when you keep telling your husband how jacked up he was, and you're gonna count all the times. Because you know what Israel does? You keep score. Israel keeps score.
Or jab back.
They just keep score. I remember all the times you didn't offended me. Let me count the ways.
Well.
And that's the point. Then it's touche, because I'm going to point out all the things you've done to me. I've kept score too. This is the problem.
It's a sport now.
So the Most High says he doesn't upbraid. He doesn't keep score. He doesn't count all of your mistakes. He corrects you in measure based upon what you've done. And there is maturity and self-control based upon that, and also based on how many times, because if that's the case, most likely you keep a score on our sin. Do you want that?
A lot of times that score counting goes into, that conversation happens because people were denying, I didn't do it. I'm not like that. I'm not this kind of person. Oh, was you this kind of person last week? This kind of person last year? You know, 10 years ago? People argue and say, I'm not like that. But what the scriptures are showing now is that there's a better way to do it.
Hear me out. It's nothing wrong with pointing out a pattern once. But you act like we point patterns only once and we stop bringing out those patterns? You keep bringing out the patterns. We keep repeating the patterns. And how many people have said, I already know I'm a screw up. Why you got to keep telling me I'm a screw up? Haven't you heard that one?
Now, if people admit that they have an issue, you got to deal with the task at hand.
But that's how to rehabilitate it. But Israel doesn't sit back here and keep score just once and they stop. We keep pounding the fact that I kept score. And I keep repeating the fact that I kept score. And you're not changing fast enough for me. Because why do you keep score?
Because I'm mad.
I'm mad that you're not changing as fast as I want you to change. Because now it's pissing me off. I've already been forgiven. But the Bible says you're supposed to forgive what? 70 times 7. That means a complete amount of times you're supposed to forgive. But we don't want to hear all that. I forgave 8 times. That's enough. You should have sat back and changed by now. You taking advantage of my love. And you messing with my emotions. Being disrespectful. Not changing fast enough. Right or wrong? But when the Most High says he doesn't upbraid, he doesn't keep score. That's how you're able to judge and correct properly. And if we have that mindset, then we can actually literally teach our people and be good for our wives, good for our children, good for the people that we say we love. So once again, I'm just going to say it one more time for the record. Upbraid, that third definition, is to cast in one's teeth. That means you want to destroy him. You want to crush him. To cast in your teeth, that means you want to crush him. You want to break him. Yes.
It also means to make somebody feel like they're foolish.
Yeah, you want to shame them. You want to embarrass them. You want to crush them. That's what crushing them is. I want to make them feel low. I want to make them feel how they're making me feel.
Because it's about you.
Because it's about you. It always goes back to that. You want to break a person's spirit. Because that's what we like to do. We want to see somebody crying or broken down and depressed. We think that's humility. Now they're humble. Now they're locked in. We roll like it's damn Fight Club. You just want to break spirits and break souls. And feel good about tearing somebody down. So to cast in one's teeth means, in regards to reproach, means to criticize someone sharply, directly, means straight, no chaser, no tact, no refinement, no mercy, and often with the intent to shame or make them feel guilty by bringing up their faults and mistakes. And you do that with the intention to destroy.
And that's the problem with High with. Because you're not teaching with the intention to establish the lesson so they can be right with the Father. You want them to be right with you.
God.
You're taking the place of the Most High in the scenario.
And you're trying to be judge, jury, and execution. Listen, the problem is this. You're not allowing the Most High to judge them. You're judging them. That's the problem. Because the funny thing is, if a person is that disrespectful to you, isn't the Most High going to do the correcting? Yeah. Not to us. Not to machismo men. I've got machismo. You're going to lock into me when I say do it. That's not how the Lord does it. Most of the time, whether it's men or women, brothers or sisters, the best way to ensure the Most High corrects a student is you be a good example and get the hell out the way. That's when the hammer comes. When you get out the way, do the right thing, then the Most High will teach them. And then when he hits them, they will know exactly why they're getting hit. Well, you know what that requires? You to be egoless. Didn't Ezekiel 33 say, as watchmen, we're supposed to do what? Warn. We were supposed to warn of the upcoming danger. We're not supposed to sit back here and criticize somebody sharply, directly, and often with the intent to shame or make them feel guilty by bringing up their faults and mistakes. We're supposed to warn. And if they don't listen, the Most High stings them. And it's because you properly and clearly warn them, the blood's not on your hands. That is the extent of the correction we're supposed to bring forth with our people. But we want to make it and take it further than that and make it about us, and that's why we're out the spirit. Yes?
That, I was going to say something, but that makes sense because the Moses thing comes in the Bible. When he's talking to people, how long must I suffer?
Then that's when he went left.
Right, and it's like
when he made it about how uncomfortable he was, now the Moses said he's unfit to lead.
And that's all.
And that's why, with all the good he did, didn't matter at that point when he sat back here and took him personally. Okay. Now go to Matthew 23 and 23.
Matthew chapter 23 and 23.
Let me get there first, sir. I think I know where it is. I think I know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is. Read that.
Matthew 23 and 23. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees.
I mean, scribes and Pharisees are the people that are responsible for developing the people, right? The scribes are the studiers, the guys who are in the book, who know the Bible, who are supposed to know what judgment looks like. Read on.
Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and
so he says, the leaders, they understand how to exquisitely sacrifice to get the Most High's attention. In common terms, they have high work ethic. They've already given up their life in the work. They've given the Most High the best personal sacrifice they can out of their physical bodies. Read on.
And have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
But they omit the weightier matters of the law. This is why I get so frustrated when I hear people talking about killing animals on the Passover. They'll sit back here and perfect how to kill this goat and how to preserve all the meat and do all this ceremonial mumbo jumbo, which is nothing wrong with it. But it's only ceremonial mumbo jumbo when people don't work on the weightier matters of the law. But I see Israel, they are really good at being perfect with the ceremonial side of the law. But they'll omit and not focus on the weightier matters of what it takes to please Christ. Read that again.
And have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
From the top again.
23 from the top. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
So we'll rather do the ceremonial aspect of the law than deal with the weightier matters of the law. What is Christ telling you in this verse? That there's certain technical things that Israel loves to focus on that are not as important as other things that you're supposed to do in the work. He's telling you right now that everything, there are levels of importance in regards to the work. And Israel wants to pick and choose the parts that are ceremonial and easier than dealing with the hard, weightier matters of what it takes to please Christ and following this law. Yes, sis? The next part of the verse is going to explain it. So the weightier matter, I'm just trying to explain initially that there's different tiers of importance in regards to following the law. I'm not sitting back here and poo-pooing the ceremonial aspect, but I literally hear people talking about how that's got to be a certain way, and if the months aren't adhered a certain way, and these new moons aren't done a certain way, then we're not honoring the Most High. But they'll just gloss over what really matters and what Christ emphasized in the scriptures. Because what Christ emphasizes in his message are the weightier matters of the law, which are what? Read on.
It says, I have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith.
Judgment, mercy, and faith are the weightier matters of the law, because it requires a person to be truly connected to Christ to judge things the right way. To be a good judge, that means you really got to break the selfishness in you, break the hate in you, break the negative outlook in somebody. That's the weightier parts of the law. All the crap you got to fix out of you to properly judge. How you have to sit back here and really nurture a loving spirit to develop somebody. You have to be able to see the good in somebody to judge them right. You have to truly overcome that malignant root that the Most High never took out of each and every one of us in order to judge the right way. That's the weightier matter. That's the harder part of the work than sitting back here focusing on ceremonies and killing animals and making sure every damn new moon is observed properly and making sure every single high holiday is observed on the proper day at the proper time, or you're not going to make it to the kingdom. I've heard people talk this crap. They want to focus on that, but not deal with what it takes to truly judge right, truly counsel right.
It's like putting makeup over a blemish versus healing the inside of the person's body so the skin doesn't project that blemish.
Exactly.
We know when it comes to skincare. When it comes to skincare, people will sit here and they have 10,000. My
zits.
Zits.
I mean, like zits was like when you was I have a zit. Let me put some toothpaste on my zit.
Yeah.
I used to put lemon. I thought lemon worked good.
But there was cats that had like these strong, like it was strong and strong acne.
Why are people putting stars on their face now? You see that new thing? You put stars. What are you doing? Anyway, I'm sorry.
And I was young. People were like, man, you gotta use this. Go buy Clear.
It was toothpaste, Clearasil, or lemon juice,
or just straight alcohol.
Those were the top three joints.
And burn it. So
yeah, that's a good one too.
And then they would use these products, and then they would come back. The acne would come back, and it would come back, and it would come back. And so, and they're gonna.
Well, they keep eating chicken and barbecue and pork rinds,
Coca-Cola,
pork rinds too,
sugar, pork rinds, Lucas,
chamoy.
So then this person learns, okay, I need to alter my diet, and then all of a sudden the skin clears up without the Clearasil, without the toothpaste. So was the problem the Clearasil and the toothpaste? Was that the solution?
No.
There's layers to solutions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The real solution is detoxing.
Yep.
So when Christ is saying, listen, these laws, these new moons, and these certain approaches and procedures, approaches and procedures, I did put that in the scriptures. But can you focus on healing the sheep properly? Because I am a shepherd.
And this is why Paul didn't focus on all that stuff to the quote-unquote Christians who were Israelites. Because he understood how much work it's going to take to learn what mercy really looks like, to understand what judgment really looks like, and understand what faith really looks like. Because to have faith, you have to be able to see the good in what the Most High is putting you through. You know how hard that is for people?
That's super hard.
To sit back here to have faith is I have to be able to see the good when I really can't tangibly see good.
It's going to work out. I don't have any
fundamental things I can tangibly touch to know it's going to work out, but I know it's going to work out. You know how much work you have to put into you to tangibly have that consciousness? Now, how hard it is to actually have mercy on somebody? How hard it is to properly judge a situation based off people that don't make any sense or rhyme or reason and why they do the things they do? Those are the building blocks of what it takes to make the kingdom. So why sit back here and overstress yourself on these other things that aren't as important as this? Because these are the things is that it takes to actually get the response and the attention from the Heavenly Father that we all crave and ask for. When we're crying and praying for the Most High to bless us, this is what you got to change if you want the Most High to respond to you.
Not the fact that you missed the moon.
Not the fact that I missed the new moon. Not the fact that I might have did a high holiday that's off the calendar of other guys. Anyway, let that go. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 18. Ecclesiastes 18.
It's just a misplacement of zeal. So it is.
It's
passion and the zeal.
Well, I'm gonna say this. It's misplaced zeal, but it's intentional misplacing of zeal. Because a lot of Israelites don't want to fix what's inside of them. I ain't gonna act like they're just little balls. They don't know nothing about nothing. But they know. They just don't want to sit back and do the hard work.
It's willful ignorance?
Yes, it's willful ignorance. I choose not to know. Because when you see how the weight of what it is, listen, you know why? Because most of those guys that do that, they don't have to deal with nobody else. They deal with 2 or 3 people. When I know Israelites that want to be at their own house at the crib, farting and eating chips at the house side, they don't got to be responsible for nobody, and they think that's the spirit. How are you going to learn mercy? How are you going to learn judgment and faith at the house? Just having a rib camp. I had a rib camp. I'm just being honest with you. There are a lot of Israelites that got rib camps out.
Yeah.
I think that's the spirit. Like, you're gonna learn this weightier stuff at the house having a rib camp. You're not gonna learn it. So there's a willful ignorance. For people that have rib camps, then you're gonna sit back here and focus on moons and months and times and dates. Because that's all you got. You got times, moons, dates, and ribs. That's all you got to do. So you're going to be hella focused on that. What else you got to do? How can I perfect not doing nothing on the Sabbath? And that's all you got to do is do nothing on the Sabbath. You should be great as hell on that. You ain't got no responsibilities but that. Let me stop.
But the point is...
that's the point. I don't even want to like soften that. I hope you don't soften it. Don't soften it.
I'm not going to soften anything. All I'm saying is...
There's a rib camp epidemic in Israel.
Epidemic in the Jew.
I'm sorry. Keep going now.
But when we're neglecting these glaring holes, we're not necessarily doing the work we say we're doing. Because there's glaring holes in how we're doing our people. And every officer, and every captain, every general also has a responsibility when they see there's holes in their game and there's missed elements in the development to get better. There is a part of Israel that once you get a certain rank, I don't have to make any changes. That's a part of Israel too.
I know.
That's why we're very careful with rank.
That's why we don't get rank. Because people are maniacs when they get a patch raise, right? It's the truth. You can't tell a brother nothing. You get him a different color, you can't tell him nothing, right? He's a boss, right? Boss all bosses all of a sudden. I like Rick Ross, right? What's going on? Listen, I keep going. I'm the biggest boss. It's like a scene that fall.
That's it.
It's just another day in the life of the blah blah boss. Like what? These bosses in here, right? It's a camp of bosses, right? It's crazy, right?
Talking about that.
I got right.
Number of bosses here.
Okay.
But so
I'm sorry.
This is about everybody is under the burden of improvement.
Got it.
That's it. I'm not.
Okay.
You killed it with the boss. Because Rick Ross thinks he's the
I know he does. No, he does. He still does, huh?
He's still
Skinny Rick Ross, chunky Big Boss. Everything's the same, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ecclesiastes 18. Is that the one? Yeah. Verse 16 through 19.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 and verse 16 reads, shall not the dew assuage the
assuage,
heat?
Yes.
Assuage the heat?
Meaning, assuage means to soften or lighten up. So does the dew make the heat a little bit more bearable? And the answer is yes. Read on.
So is a word better than a gift.
He said a word softens better than a gift softens. He's like people, and this is the Jew that wants to sit back here and have a potty mouth and tear people down, and then come back and bribe them with gifts. That's the wrong thing to do. He says, stop giving gifts and just learn how to talk to people the right way. Stop buying snacks and trinkets. How about you a snack? Oh, sorry for talking like a nigger, Bert. No, I'm just gonna give you some snacks. Sorry, Bert, for being disrespectful and tearing your spirit down, destroying your soul with my destructive conversation, Bert. Here's a snack. I'll see you tomorrow.
Here's a fig Newton.
That's what I'm saying. It's a snack for being disrespectful and destructive. That's how we are, huh?
And you supposed to be eating. I wouldn't eat that.
I'm not eating that damn. You take that damn snack. I don't want your snack. You see, keep those chips. You take those chips back. I don't want them. But that's Israel. He says it's better to give to actually soften with words and be kind with words than to sit back here and give gifts.
Proper communication is more important than little
Love it with your tongue is better than gifts. Because if you take the gift, now you're saying that you forgive me for this filthy communication. If you take the gift, that means we're cool now.
So eat this fig Newton.
But then you listen, that was your snack anyway. You just gave me a snack for today. That's how Israel is. Anyway, that wasn't the point of the verse. That was the beginning part of the verse.
My snack.
I don't know why Big Bird or Snuffleupagus came out. It happened though, right? That's like that. Hey, Bird, I'm sorry for being disrespectful.
They have a problem. They're like behind the scenes with Sesame Street. They're always fighting.
Let me stop. Let's keep going.
Behind the scenes.
You keep going. It was beef at Sesame Street. Anyway, let's keep going.
So is a word better than a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Lo, is not a word better than a gift?
He says, listen, man, a word is better than a gift. Learning how to communicate to your brother or sister is better than buying somebody off and hope that you sit back here and appreciate me afterwards. Stop bribing people with gifts and just do right by people. Read on.
But both are with a gracious man.
Both are with the gracious man, a considerate person, a loving person. Read on.
A fool will upbraid churlish.
He said a fool will upbraid churlishly. Churlish means rude. He says a fool will sit back here with the and sharply correct, condescend with the intent to shame you and make you feel bad by constantly bringing up your flaws and mistakes. He says a fool does that. A fool sits back here and is spiteful in the midst of their conversation. Spiteful in the midst of their correction. You know what a fool does? They hit below the belt when they correct.
Yep.
You sit back here, hit below the belt when you check people. Because that makes you feel good. They know just what word to say to initiate or establish a negative reaction.
Because they want a reaction. Because it's about their pleasure.
And, oh, you hit me! It's not right for men to hit women. But damn, sometimes things are said and you wonder why men react negatively. Because we're going to sit back here and we're going to counsel the man for putting hands on you. But we're also going to talk to the woman. Why are you talking so negative to this man? Sure, he's going to get emotional and react like a beast.
But
it's both ways.
You want that. Obviously, you want that because you want to hold it over his head. So you always have leverage over the conversation. Any counsel, if you lost the counsel, you hit me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying it's right.
Keep bringing, it's not right.
But you'll take the hit because you're going to win future cases. That game has been played.
Now it's been played a lot. Now I'm just going to keep hanging this over your head how bad you are. Yes.
That's another example which you brought out a war about passing the teeth. That right there with Daliabu.
Yeah.
Bringing up the passing, even though they're not doing it at that moment, they already changed and they already moved on to that. That's not the current stance. They still will bring that up. That's still casting at the teeth.
Come.
Yeah, and it's right
You're constantly bringing up your mistakes in the past.
And churlish, the word churlish means selfish. It's selfish.
Churlish
is Number 2 is selfish and narrow-minded.
Bro. And he says a fool is selfish and narrow-minded because most people counsel from a position of being narrow-minded. They only focus on how this person's conduct affects me and how I was pissed off with how you treated me. A fool is narrow-minded and only is caught up into how he feels and how people do him. And this is why I'm not gonna lie, sisters. This is why you need to take your time to figure out if you got a churlish man that you're talking to on the phone. You better sit back here and make sure he's not a selfish guy. Or a person that's ready to sit back here and constantly throw back in your face every little thing you do. This is why courting's supposed to take a year. It's hard to be fake for a year. It's hard. How are you doing? I'm doing great. How about yourself? You can't fake it like that for a whole year. By month 3, the wolf's coming out. The wolf's coming out by week. What do you want? Something. You're negative, and I knew you were negative. Yeah. You can't control it. This is why you take the time to choose wisely. Just because brothers are sitting back here and know the Hebrew language, and wear fringes, don't mean they're the right person for you. That can develop you and can teach you and can do it with self-control without being emotional and churlish and upbraiding. Because a lot of Israelites, they have the Bible and the knowledge and they're churlish, which is narrow-minded, self-centered, and they're upbraiding, and how they counsel and check is to tear you down, destroy you, and keep telling you how you're not good enough. A lot of people are that way. Our job is to teach Israel how to not be that way and do more speaking with their conduct and their consistency than churlish behavior.
Which is the right way to do it.
Con. So Most High is letting you know that fool is the person who can't control their emotions and are constantly tearing people down.
By really putting ghost pepper in the council.
Ghost pepper?
Putting ghost pepper in the council. There's a little spice every council.
And that Carolina Reaper, put Carolina Reaper on the council.
You need a little paprika in the council. You need a little flame in it. You're putting ghost peppers in there. You're burning this person up.
Comment.
Just to do it. Because you don't want to do the actual work. The actual work is having to live like that person.
Yep. Because, once again, edification, which we're going to go into probably by next week, is about lifting a person up. But we'll go into that probably next week. Let those verses go. Did we finish verse 19? No, we didn't get there. Read verse 18 again.
Come. A fool will upbraid churlishly, and a gift of the envious consumeth the eye.
Read on.
Learn before thou speak.
Learn about the situation. Learn the person. Learn the circumstance. Understand why a person does what they do before you start checking. Or, if you don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, why don't you ask them why they make the decisions that they make first. Then speak. What we want to do is just react. And listen, this isn't just for bad leaders as husbands. This is about bad wives. Because bad wives are brave too. Right or wrong. Yeah. Women are very good at sitting back here and knowing how to say the right words to tear a man's soul down. Yeah. To destroy a man's spirit. Listen, I don't know why he always goes home before he goes home. He drinks alcohol. I don't understand. I don't know why he's always stopping at the bar and drinking booze. I don't know why he's always at the club. I don't understand. I love my man so much. Okay, you sure about that? You sure there's not some upbraiding behavior at the house? And some churlish conversations going on at the house? No, not me.
Couldn't be that.
I am a gentle, kind soul. You're right. So this goes both ways, y'all. Sisters need to take this class for them too. Just saying. Read verse 19.
Verse 19.
Learn before thou speak. Understand the situation. Understand the person. Understand the people you're working with that you have to counsel. Truly understand them before you start speaking on how off they are. Read on.
And use physique, or ever thou be sick.
And all that means, I don't want to focus on that, but he's just saying physique meaning purging purging medications, purging medicines.
Purge
Flush
yourself.
out.
Purge yourself.
Purge yourself before he says, or ever thou be sick. But the funny thing is, why would he combine
Physical sick.
for the physical sickness with learning before you speak? Hold on. Because why? Because before you speak, you have to purge sick intentions about the person you're talking with. You have to purge that filth and these negative apprehensions you have about the person you're about to engage before you engage them. You got to let go of all this negative and this filth and leaven you have about the person before you can properly counsel them. So yeah, you're supposed to purge the sickness internally by taking herbs or whatever so that you won't be sick. But you got to purge your outlook of a person before you can counsel them the right way. Which means what? How do you purge your outlook towards a person before you counsel them? You got to forgive them. You got to forgive them. Why does a person operate in the spirit of upbringing? Why does a person keep bringing up all the past about what a person did? Because they never forgave them.
Yeah.
They never forgave the sister or the brother in the first place. That's why you keep throwing it out at them. What you're supposed to do is forgive them for those mistakes so you can give the person a clean slate. So you got to purge the sickness inside of you because the sickness is in you. The fact that you're holding on to negative resentment is your sickness. It's not their fault. It's your fault that you keep holding on to it. That's the problem. You keep holding on sickness. Purge your sickness. Purge your hate. Purge your lack of forgiveness. Then you can speak. Does that make sense? Let that go and go to Ecclesiastes 29. Uh, 29 and 28.
Ecclesiastes chapter 29, verse 28.
Yep, I'm ready.
It says, these things are grievous to a man of understanding.
So the person that has understanding, this thing vexes a person who has common sense and spiritual understanding. Read on.
The upbraiding of house rules.
He says nobody can stand being in a house where somebody keeps throwing out the past in an argument. Who wants to be in that house? Well, nobody does. Nobody should. Well, some people do. Because we're going to make love after we argue and cuss each other out and break glass and break windows and destroy each other. Then we're going to sit back here and love each other. That's how we make up. It's ridiculous. But that's how dysfunctional households operate. That's how a dysfunctional house room operates. But the Most High said what? A person of understanding can't stand being in a house where upbraiding is happening all the time. What's upbraiding? Once again, it's sharply, directly correcting people and criticizing people with the intent to shame or to make them feel guilty by bringing out their faults or mistakes. A person of wisdom don't want to be there. So for sisters, if your man don't want to be there, maybe you're the upbraider. For women, for men, maybe your wife gives you 2-word answers because you're an upbraider. Yes, Conrad. You're right. If you're getting that kind of communication at the house, maybe they're just trying not to awaken the beast. Not to awaken a criticizing man who's one-sided about what he wants. This goes both ways. However you call it, the Most High says a man of understanding can't stand a household like this. So if a man of understanding can't stand a household that's full of upbraiding, do you think the Most High loves a household that's full of upbraiding? Of course not. Read verse 28 again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 29, verse 28. These things are grievous to a man of understanding. The upbraiding of house room and reproaching of the lender.
And the reproaching of the lender. You're mad that you owe the debt and you piss off at the person you borrowed the money from that he keeps asking where his money's at. The Most High hates that interaction. Why are you tripping? You got the deal. You got the bread. Now you mad that the bill's up on the bill's due on the 1st. And you got a 12-month You have like a 24-month bill cycle. You mad at it? Why are you mad at the lender? You should have asked for the money if you couldn't pay for it.
And it also shows too is people they're okay when it's time to receive, but they hate when they have to give.
That's the point.
Because people love to receive all these benefits.
I got a blessing.
Yeah.
I got my car. I got a car.
Most I looked out. Da 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 da.
But you got to pay $458 a month.
This person gave
you don't want to pay that $458.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Why'd you get the big car? You should have got a little baby car if you couldn't pay the $458. Why didn't you just get a cash car? Why couldn't you just get a cash car, G? For like $4,500. The best time to get cash cars is in January. When it's income tax, that's when everybody sells the cash cars. And get a cash car if you can't handle the car note. Why are you mad at Shot and Kirk Toyota? I'm just thinking with Toyota. Why are you mad at Shot and Kirk? You mad at Shot and Kirk because they want their money next month?
People want what they want, but it's
take the car back then.
It's the spirit of I want something. I'm good to benefit. I'm good for benefits, but I hate having to give.
Yeah.
Even the benefits that I receive back.
Mm-hmm. And that's
it's still one way personality. I'm trying to
and it's that one way thinking is the uprater.
I want to receive, but I don't want to pay for what I receive.
That's the uprater. It's the same concept. Listen, we can go forever, man. We're not though. Should I do this last one, man? Damn, man. Let me see. Let's do this last one. Ecclesiastes 20. 20, verse 13 through 18.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20, verse 13.
Read on. Yeah, I got to go with this. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 20, verse 13. It says, a wise man by his words maketh himself beloved.
Wise man by his words makes himself beloved. Read on.
But the graces of fools shall be poured out.
The graces of fools shall be poured out.
Oh, man.
I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah,
you got it.
So it goes on to that part of that lending concept.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a quote unquote a fool, or you're giving me these little issues or these little things, these gifts, if you will. Listen, man, if you've offended me and you've done some negative or some dirt, and I know it was wrong, I'm not accepting the gifts. I'm not accepting the time. I'm not accepting nothing that got to come with you. Whenever it has the opportunity for me and you to talk or interact, bro, I'm pouring that out. I don't want to be around you. I can't stand you. Essentially, but it's not because of the negative. It's just that.
And so, what it's saying, the good that a fool does, you don't even want to have the good. You don't even want to receive the good because you know what comes behind it.
Because listen, there's a tax, if you will, or there's a there's a consequence behind the damn.
There's a consequence behind accepting that fool's good tidings,
right?
Because you still got to deal with the sickness and the negative communication and the foulness that comes behind the gift that they give. What's that?
And it also goes into explaining the different ways people treat the wise man versus the fool. Because the wise man will be beloved, because he'll have the benefit of the doubt. But the grace of the fool gets poured out, meaning the grace or the mercy that the fool or the person might have got, because their actions are foolish, because their words are foolish, because they're an upbraider, they don't get the benefit of that. Yeah. Now it's hard to work with this person.
Yeah, the good that they can't see the good for being good because there's so much negative that there's been a pattern of doing. Exactly. It's hard to receive the good as being the good.
Exactly.
Because someone's like, okay, I received this good, then tomorrow I'm gonna get cussed out.
And what's the cost? Exactly. What's the cost of dealing with this spirit?
I rather don't take nothing from you because now I'm gonna owe you.
What it is the equivalent. It's the equivalent of I'm in a good mood today, so now let's be civil, and then now I have to be cool because you're cool.
But that's so hard to deal with that kind of person because 80% of the time they're negative.
But when I feel good, everything better stop. Yeah. Everything you better stop what you're doing and feel good with
I'm showing you love
because I feel good right now. Yeah. But then when other people feel good, you're not trying to adapt. You're not trying to come out of where you're at to cater to the person.
And when it lets you know, this is why people, when they're around fools, they're always distant and they're very leery of what's given to them.
Because you know it was a smoke bomb. You know what's going to
That
be.
you don't know what it's going to be.
Is this a piece of candy?
That's why people are.
Blowtorch? What is this?
Is it a blowtorch or a piece of candy?
I'm like, here you go. I got something for you. Like, what is this? Oh, it's like, damn, brother. I thought you was cool today. Nah, I'm not cool today.
So that everybody,
but you had a smile on your face.
Letting you know, everybody's walking on eggshells around that fool.
They're unpredictable.
Which is the upbraider. Read on.
Upbraid is unpredictable, but actually they're unpredictable.
Because the most I keep showing, the fool is not just some unintelligent person.
Yeah,
it's a negative, malicious, operating person.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Verse 14. The gift of a fool shall do thee no good.
Because you know why? Because all the negative that comes behind it.
Yeah.
Read on.
When thou hast neither yet of the envious for his necessity.
Because you know why the envious person only gives because he wants something back.
There you go.
The fool only gives because he wants something back. He's saying that the parallel between the fool and the envious person, they're only nice because they want you to sit back here and look at them positively. Mm-hmm. I'm not giving you something because it's free.
It's a manipulation tactic behind the giving.
This is why a lot of people are that way.
You can't accept all gifts.
Because I'm giving you the gift because I want you to look at me a certain way so I can use you again and take advantage of you again. That's the fool. That's the upbraider. So and the envious person too. I'm only giving you something because I want something bigger in return.
Then a lie.
A person who's envious isn't going to give you something more valuable than what they want from you.
Exactly. It's a tactical gift.
This type of fool is the type that he'll give you something, and then that's what I get up poured out, and he'll be like, you know what? You know I gave that to you, right?
Yeah, and they will hand it over here.
Yeah.
So I can operate however I want to operate.
Yeah.
Because you took this gift.
Yeah.
You owe me.
You know, I did.
You owe me some mercy.
I did you right last week, didn't I?
Yeah.
And the gift
with that same shoulder shrug like that.
And the gift is the false notion of strengthening their argument.
That they're a good person.
Because I gave you.
I'm a brother.
I gave you something worth $10.
Yeah.
And now.
But I want $1,000 of credit. For the $10 a toy I gave you.
But what I'm asking for is more strain. I'm putting more strain upon you.
God.
But I'm using $10 to buy your clarity for that moment.
God.
It's really not. It's an unfair way of dealing, and it's like a loan shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come to me.
The intention isn't pure behind their giving. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a degree, yes. A gift is sure dark, huh?
Yes,
because if I give you something, now you got to turn your eye to how I carry myself.
Yep.
If I give you something, now you can't check me on what I just what I'm about to do.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
I'm about to be foul. So either I'm gonna give you something so you can look over how evil I am.
Right.
That's the point. This is somebody at a home. Or see somebody sit back here and cook delicious meals, but talk down to you. And then you check her about how you were disrespectful. But I'll make delicious breakfast for you. These pancakes are phenomenal. Like, what is the pancakes and the eggs and how clean the house is have anything to do with your disrespectful communication?
There you go. They're not related.
I am your partner. How do you carry yourself? How is all this? You do X, Y, Z good. What about the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, evil that you do? What about that? Nobody wants to sit back. It's a bad deal. It's an unequitable deal. And brothers too. Men are the same way. I counsel you. Well, damn, how do you counsel me? In what spirit are you counseling me in? I didn't open a book with you. You just ain't listening. Like, damn. Are you upbraiding when you counsel? Are you destructive and condescending when you counsel? Then does that really count?
No.
Anyway, let's keep going.
It says, for he looketh to receive many things for one.
That's the point. You want many things for this little trinket you gave.
There you go.
This little trinket of kindness you gave. I want way more patience and mercy than I deserve. I want more forgiveness. I give you a little bit, but I want a lot out of this deal. It just shows Israel as a bunch of one-sided dudes. The upbraider, the covetous person, they give a little bit and want 1,000% back in return. So really, in the back of their mind, they're coming up.
Yeah.
And that's how you know a taker when you got them. I counseled you. I gave you a Rudy Pook counsel. It's Rudy Pook. I gave you a Rudy Pook counsel, and in return I want perfect obedience, and you lock into me. Let's continue, man.
Verse 15. He giveth little.
And that upbraider gives just a little bit. Read on.
And upbraideth much.
And tears you down a lot. Because it's almost like, I'm going to tear you down and be destructive, and I'm only giving you a little bit. The exchange is bad.
Bad exchange rate.
That's a bad exchange. I'm doing 10 times more bad than I'm doing good. And I'm flabbergasted. That's how come you don't appreciate the good that I've done. It's like people do a little good to say that they're doing good. Yeah. Why don't you appreciate the good I'm bringing to the table?
They inflate their good.
You do a little good, but you're Diablo or Diabla, and don't focus on the fact that I'm Diablo or Diabla. I did this good for you yesterday. You're gaslighting me. Whoa, we're gaslighters here now, huh? Anything just to sit back here and not take accountability for your inconsistency and your negative. But this is how we are as counselors. This is about the fool and how the fool deals with people. The fool deals with people. I want to get more out the deal than what I put in. That's how you know you got a bad counselor. He takes more than what he gives. He takes more than what he invests. It's like the farmer that puts 5 minutes of farming in and expects this massive harvest to come out of the ground. I see what y'all do to sit back here and make the ground produce. You got to put time in there. And you got to put more time than what you get a couple goddamn cucumbers at. And some thyme and some oregano. That's gone in a week. And after you disperse to the brothers and sisters, ain't nothing left. You might get a week or two worth of tomatoes. That's it. Get your ass back in that dirt. And you better do some more planting. That's what teaching is. It's the same thing. But upbraiding brothers, they sit back here and put 5 minutes of counseling in, and they want massive consistency coming from the person they're dealing with. The Bible ain't lying. Is the Bible lying? This ain't no war talking. This ain't down we out in lies. This is the Bible talking. So read verse 15 again.
Ecclesiastes 20 and 15. He giveth little and upbraideth much.
He gives little and tears down more than what he gives. Read on.
He openeth his mouth like a crier.
And he complains that you're not considering all the good that I do for you when I destroy way more than what I invest into.
You mean play the victim?
I'm the victim. I'm the victim, and my works don't deserve me to be defended. Read on. But it's that narrow-minded, churlish person that only focuses on the little that they do. And they want to glorify the little that they do. Yeah. And they want to minimize all the good the other person does for them. Read on.
Today he lendeth, and tomorrow he will ask it again.
But he wants interest.
Listen.
He wants triple interest.
That person, you want it back the next day. You can't give a person.
That's my point.
Some time.
Tomorrow's when you're going to actually pay the bill.
Because you didn't want to give it in the first place.
They're going to pay. They're going to take the money. You gave the money at 8 p.m. Yeah. The bank, the store opens at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You going to come back at 12 months your money back at? That's horrible.
Because you didn't want to give in the first place. That's
you only give with the intention of getting something back immediately. Yeah. This is how you know you have an upbraiding person. You give and you're waiting to get something back, and if you don't get something back when you wanted to, you throw a fit. And you become a crier and a complainer. That happens with sisters and with brothers. Read on. That's how certain sisters have an issue with maintaining friendships. Because they give a little bit and they expect 1,000% in return. I gave you a ride, now you got to sit back here and be my best friend. I gave you a little bit of help, now you owe me. That's why I think we'll go there. I'm going to stop. Let's keep reading. I just thought about anyway, I'm not even going to go there.
Somebody said
that is inappropriate.
God says, so today he lendeth, and tomorrow you will ask it again. Such an one is to be hated.
Stop right there. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get the perspective from people you want. You want to be liked. You want to be received with this adulation. Everybody's looking at you, oh, I just love when you come in the room. But your conduct doesn't dictate for people to feel that way about you because you're making everything about you. The selfishness is why the person's hated. They don't hate you, might not hate you as a person, but your selfishness is hated. And the Most High, the next point of Scripture is going to explain how he feels about it too.
So he says, man, listen, you're hated amongst people because you give only with the expectation of getting back. That's what the Most High has. That's what people have a problem with you on.
Yeah.
You just want to take.
You're like a wolf.
And I do good just to get something back.
Yeah.
I counsel so I can get this bread.
Yeah.
I counsel so I can get attention.
That's a wolf.
I know.
That's a wolf personality, bro. Because inwardly, they're constantly, and they just.
And this is what people say gaslighting is.
Yeah.
I give a little bit, and I make you feel guilty about what you haven't done to please me because I gave you this little bit of attention.
Because I'm incrementally harvesting more out of you unrighteously.
You're getting more than you're getting. You're getting more than what you're giving out of a relationship, and I'm going to make you feel bad so you can give me more, and I can keep giving at this low level.
Because I want more.
And that's all I'm doing it for is to get more out of
that black hole within is constantly pulling spirit from you like a bad Marvel character. You're just pulling spirit off of people.
You're void out. You just take everything. You're void first, Doc.
I want your virtue.
There's darkness everywhere.
I want your virtue. I want to feel great about me. And I'm like, damn, brother. Or sister.
Because I told you, Shalom, give me all of your soul.
Shalom, you lose everything, huh?
I counseled you 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Listen.
That's true.
Christ is great.
I was a brother to you.
Listen, Christ is great because he makes you earn every single blessing. Because that now you can value people.
And the person who has a superior knowledge and a superior experience has to understand that they are supposed to give way more than what they get back.
Yeah. That's your job.
That's how you know what type of man you are and what type of counselor you are. Because you should be happy with the fact that you're going to lose on the deal all the time. Can you accept the fact that you're going to give way more than what you get back? That's how you know you have a good husband, a good wife, good people around you. They're okay with giving more than what they get. And they're not going to hang what they've given you over your head to get you to give them more.
It's like the mafia. It's
forget you pay me.
It's the
you
mafia.
Can't pay your bill on time. Forget you pay me. I'm sorry.
Remember we did that favor about 6 years ago?
Yeah.
I need you to do.
I gotta keep calling. You keep calling on the favor. Anyway, that's extortion.
That was one.
That's
favor.
extortion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's You're extorting from people. Yeah. But the righteous man is the opposite of the upbraider. He loses more than he gains.
Yeah. And because the upbraider wants to sit back and guilt you to get more. They guilt you to get more. It's like the covetous person gives you a little bit to get more back.
Yes.
And there's so many of our people that have Bible knowledge and scriptures and wear fringes and have rank and they act like this upbraider. That's why the scripture says in Romans 9, not all of they that are Israel or that are of Israel are Israel. It's because the Israelites don't mean that they're in the spirit of being in Israel. Right. Let's finish this off.
It says, such as one to be hated of the Most High and man.
You know?
The fool saith, I have no friend.
What the fool says, and they're sad because they don't have no friends, but they're really angry that there's not any more narcissistic supply for them. That's really why they're upset. I don't have any more people to take from. Nobody loves me. Yep. Nobody cares about me. But really, you've run off the people that try to care about you. And now you're sad that you have nobody else to take from and to absorb from and to exploit. That's what you're really upset about. Read on.
I have no thank for all my good deeds.
That's again, you see that narrow-minded, churlish person? I'm just a scared little boy that's done so much good to so many people, and nobody appreciates the good that me as a sister or brother have done.
I'm just misunderstood.
I am misunderstood, and there's no love in Israel. Well, in actuality, you're a taker, and you're mad because nobody just wants to get taken no more. There's no brotherhood in Israel because you don't come to my house and clean my house for the 30th time. Remember those days? There's no brotherhood because you just don't sit back here and do a job me and my family should be doing. Should have been doing. I'm gonna call it training. It's training that you go to my house and clean my house and do everything in my house. Now you're locked in because you've gotten developed. How come training isn't in everybody's house? How come we can't take training to the other houses and families? How come that's not the case? Is only training in one location, one house? That's the training? Then I don't understand why I don't have any more friends. Because it's a one-sided relationship.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because they're not friends, they're suckers.
They're takers.
That's how you know.
It's a one-sided deal.
Yeah, but people, you look at them. You say they're friends, but what you really mean is they're suckers.
Yeah.
Because they're Jews and they're spiritual, they're Bible people. They're just gonna. You have permission to keep exploiting. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm literally talking about an experience that most of us experienced in the past about this. So, Khan, there are people like that. Well, did you run into them in the world? You run into them in Bible clothes,
right.
Bible garments. That's the truth. But let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Well, I'm not here to hate. Ain't nobody tripping. But you got to paint a picture so we can understand what it is. There is no jab. There's no anger. There's no quarreling. But you got to call it like you see it. Read on.
It says, and they that eat my bread speak evil.
Stop right there. They that eat my... No, you're just the giver.
Yeah.
You're the one sitting here putting the bread together for everybody.
I've done so much good, and now everybody's turned on me.
Yeah.
That's how people spin it.
You spin the picture.
I was the benevolent one.
You're the victim.
Yes. Because I've done so much good.
You took time and you got this bread going on. You just got... You give.
And I'm such a giver.
They're eating off of you.
I love to teach.
Yeah.
I love to teach.
Yeah.
And you guys just took from me, and I was the shepherd.
Hey.
I was the shepherd. I was the good shepherd that you took advantage of because I just gave so much.
Yeah, and what,
that's what the abreader says.
Their bread?
You ate all the bread. You got all the cookie. You got the crust and all the stuff on your body for evidence, right? And all you can focus on is what you did for them.
You forgot. You devalued when they gave you.
Because they were supposed to. Because that's what you wanted in the first place.
Procedure.
And it's almost like I do a little bit for you. Give me all the resources you can give me because I gave you a little bit.
Hey, you're scared to ask for counsel. So you
yes, now you owe. You get counsel, you owe.
Yeah.
Read on.
How oft and of how many shall he be laughed to scorn?
Mm-hmm.
For he knoweth not aright what it is to have, and it is all one unto him, as if he had it not.
So everything is all he's not. Once again, this is a distemper. They can't see that they've been given a whole lot and given less. They can only see from the reverse perspective. Because a lot of Israelites are narrow-minded. They can only see the little good they've done, and they cannot see how much people have suffered behind them. Let's continue with this verse. Next verse.
18. To slip upon a pavement is better than to slip with the tongue.
Just to fall. Listen, I don't know if you've ever been on an icy day, and you slip on an icy day, and you hit that concrete. It does not feel good.
My shoelaces.
Remember that time?
I don't remember. I was in elementary school. I took my shoelaces.
Oh yeah. It's better than tripping on concrete.
You don't do that. That's not great.
Than to sit back here and slip with your tongue. Slip with how you talk. He's just letting us know we need to learn how to communicate and uplift people versus just tear them down and destroy them. With how you spin the narrative. Stop trying to spin a narrative to fit you and make it about developing and giving to other people. With that, we're going to shut it down. We'll go back into class next Monday on the same topic. And Sham Shawan got class on Wednesday. Israel, Tawada for tuning in. We're a little late. We're pushed a little late, but Tawada for hanging in there. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Shalom.